T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Coolest reptile network in the world. Welcome to Trap Talk with MJ, episode 578. I'm your boy MJ. With me tonight, co-hosting the one and only Justin Gabelka. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Long time no see.
Yeah, it has been a while.
It's been a while.
You've had some really great guests though in between, so I'm excited. I'm honored to follow them up.
Well, can you believe tonight's guest? He's here.
Yeah, he's one of the hardest pulls in the industry, I hear. We all know that's true.
Listen, there's just no guarantee sometimes, but I can guarantee he's coming through tonight for sure. I could tell you, I could promise you that, which is awesome. So, but how you been, Justin? I mean, listen, we're at the end of the year. 2024 is gone. Can you believe it?
What a year! It's been a fun ride, and man, it's been exciting to see it coming down to the very wire here. Christmas is closing in on us quick.
Overall, are you satisfied with how 2024 went?
I assume you're asking about the snake wise, but yes, I am.
Obviously family,
Overall,
like everything, family, like everything. Happy with what how this year went?
Oh man, family wise, yeah, it's amazing family stuff. Like my kids are growing up, and they're 2 drivers in the home now. A lot of like personal, goal stuff happened, but then on the business side too, it was kind of like a continuation of 2023, but we knew what we were in for. We really kind of felt like dug in really deep. So I think I'm excited to talk about that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something we're going to hone down on tonight. And just, what to look forward to, I guess, coming next year. I feel like if you're around now, I think you kind of went over the hump, I feel like, as far as being the possibility of one of the breeders falling by the waistline, but I don't know. We'll talk a lot about it tonight. I'm curious, speaking of, people who are still around in the hobby, how did your VIP party just go in October? Like, did the turnout, is what you expected? Was it less? What was that about?
It was almost exactly the same as the last couple of years. And it was amazing. In fact, it just gets better and better. We're making it more of like a mastermind, like you come in, we have all these workshops. The first couple of times it was just come in, we'll all hang out, we'll have fun. And that was cool. But people started asking, like, well, we want to do some specific, like learn how to do specific things while we're there. We want to be able to look at how to do photography, how to do shipping, how to do ultrasound. So we had classes and games and trivia and good food and coffee. Yeah, we had a great time. So can't wait to the next one.
A lot of new faces.
A lot of new faces, but a lot of familiar faces. I say most of them are people we're getting to know pretty well now, year after year.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know. And I also want to pick your brain real quick of one of tonight's sponsors, which is tonight's episode is brought to you by Clutch. Why don't you give us a little bit from Clutch right now, Justin? What's going on?
Dude, Clutch is getting exciting because we're using it, and our business has become completely dependent on it. And it's been one of the best stories of the year for us, just because it's allowed us to do what we do on a higher level, to dig in deeper, be more efficient. And yeah, we just keep bringing out new features and new stuff that honestly, it's just me. I walk in every day, I'm like, okay, here's what I need. I just used last night. I just needed to do this. I just needed to do this. Our business needs this. And it's getting to where like every time I use it, it's just an absolute joy. I just love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to see the growth and obviously where it's headed with Clutch. I think one of the most exciting things about Clutch is this year is seeing Miguel transfer his whole collection over to Clutch. And he's not the only one either, which is exciting to see because it's worth it enough for him to spend the time to get everything loaded up onto Clutch because he knows the value of it,
Yeah, and a lot of international too. We made a lot of kind of networking into the international markets with them, and we're making different languages and everything. So our goal is to develop clutch is just a tool, right? The snakes are what matter. But the idea is you can do the snakes more efficiently. It allows you to wrap your mind around your collection, to grow your collection. And if we can do that, not just here in the United States, but worldwide, it strengthens the whole market. In the end, rising tide raises all boats, right? So we're all about what can we do as a tool to give everybody confidence, to give everybody a platform to grow what we do, what we love.
Yeah, and let's be real. A lot of people coming into the ball python game they're proud of what projects they have. And what an opportunity with Clutch to kind of get yourself out there and separate yourself from some of the normal keepers who are just kind of just winging it, which isn't a bad thing. God bless, do your thing. But it's just a good way to separate yourself from from that level of things, right?
Yeah, when you look at other really mature animal markets, I've done a lot of studying of the horse market, of dogs, of cats, and these are things that have been around been developed for far longer than the ball pythons are. Although I don't think they're nearly as exciting, of course. But what they have come, they're not like new breeds popping out all the time. So what's really come down to is quality and lineage and documentation and breeder reputation. And these are all things that when I saw, okay, this industry is definitely moving that way long term, as more and more cool snakes get into pet stores, breeders need to say, hey, we are ethical, we have documentation, we show what we do, and we make the best possible versions of things, etc. I thought, how can we build a software that lays the groundwork for what the industry will be in 20 years? Right. And so you can jump on any time, but if you jump on now, I think that you'll get to be funneled up to the top there of that the turning the page into the future.
So exciting. And I gotta say also what's exciting and cutting edge is RGI. Shout out to Rare Genetic Inc., Ben and Sean. How's RGI came through for you this year, Justin?
My goodness, they get most of my money, it feels like, and I love them.
a lot of new exciting things coming with RGI, including pricing. I don't want to give them too much, but there's a lot of stuff about to happen with RGI, and I want to say, please head over to Rare Genetic Inc. on Instagram and on YouTube. Subscribe to their YouTube channel because every Wednesday they give you guys updates. But yeah, you would have to agree with me, right, Justin? A lot of exciting things that come with RGI.
Oh man, and every week I talk to Ben. I'm like, "Is there a new test? Is there a new test?" He probably thinks that that's all any of us care about him. Like literally, we even care less about him if he didn't bring us new tests. He's like our drug dealer, and I love the whole team there.
Yes. Last but not least, guys, shout out to the Reptile Super Show, #1 reptile show in the country. If you're on the West Coast or planning to January 11th or 12th, please head by the Reptile Super Show. I'll be vending with a lot of other respectable reptile breeders and really other cool booths to come check out. But Rami does it the best. And shout out to Rami over at the Reptile Super Show and the entire Reptile Super Show team. And again, that's January 11th and 12th. And you can head over to reptilesupershow.com and get your tickets and reserve your hotels and all that good stuff. So yeah, thank you, Rami, and again, and the entire Reptile Super Show team. Looking forward to January, and I'm looking forward to talking to Miguel because I think it's that time to bring him on. Enough is enough. I mean, because we never know, he could leave right now. You know what I mean? And so. Let's bring him on. You ready or what?
Let's do this. Can't wait. Guys.
All right. I appreciate everyone in the chats. Okay. Do me a favor, please. Let's get the likes up right now because it is finally happening. We have Miguel Garcia from Always Evolving Pythons returning to the trap for you right now. Episode 578 coming at you right now. Let's go. Choo!
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crowd, God love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it.
And we're live, episode 578 with the big dog, Miguel Garcia in the building. What is good, Miguel? Welcome back.
How's
Bud.
it going, guys? Man, long time, huh? Been over a year since I've done one of these things.
It's been a long time. Justin, you owe me
I
a snake.
know.
I told you you'd be here.
Yeah. Did you guys honestly doubt me a little bit?
Justin did. I knew you were gonna be here. Then at sound check, I told him you showed up at sound check. He's like, "Oh, I thought I was just gonna be
Yeah. I mean, I get like, did I kind of doubted myself a little bit too? I'm not really used to doing these things anymore.
You've been busy though, bro. Like, listen, I
Yeah.
really value you being here tonight, but dude, you've been busy for a long time.
Yeah, dude. Especially with Ace now with football. I mean, dude, I
That's it.
can't tell you how crazy things are getting, especially now that he's going to be going into the 7-on-7 teams, which is a whole another realm of like traveling and football. Is just for him to get invited. I mean, that's kind of been like my main focus right now.
Dude, I joined your guys' Sun Club. How cool is that? Like, I'm a part of your guys. Like, I get it now. Like, I understand.
Dude, wait till they get to the age where they start like, especially doing like jiu-jitsu or doing like football. Dude, that's like the best, man. I love it, man. It's exciting.
Yeah, it goes by quick though, right, guys? Like, it's kind of like scary
Yeah.
how quick it goes by.
It really does. It really, really does, man.
You can't
Enjoy the
even-
time right now.
Yeah. You can't even talk about that yet. Dude.
Yeah.
How old is yours now? Year?
Say it again, Justin.
How old is your boy now? A year?
Yeah, he's a year and a half.
Oh, a year and a half.
Dan, yeah.
16 months, dude. Yeah, 16 months. But listen, Miguel, I'm curious. A lot of things happened in the last 2 years in the ball python game.
Yeah.
So many things to talk about. First and foremost, Mexico. Where are we at with that? I mean, I feel like you've dedicated so much to all the keepers down there, the shows that you're dedicated to. Where are we at with the Mexico market? Can we talk about that?
It is unreal, man. It's unreal. So on my last vlog that I did, I was talking about, when I first started going to the show Animalia, it would get anywhere from like 3,000 to 4,000 people through the doors, right?
Right.
And the last 3 years, it's been some huge spike just in the reptile industry over there alone. Last year, the last 2 years has been around like 6,500, and then the last year was 7,000 people through the doors, and this year was like 8,000, like 460 to the door. It seems like every year it's getting bigger and bigger. Right now, the cool thing is, it's funny because I got a lot of hate from a lot of breeders out there, is that right now a lot of people are starting to understand that how to invest the proper money into these snakes now, right? They're not really, last year, the last 2 years, people were so excited to get a clown het pied or a pied het clown. That was like so next level.
Yeah.
I do a lot of videos on my Spanish channel just talking about, how I go about my projects, where I'm going, how to go about it, business wise, looking towards the future. And a lot of the bigger breeders there, like I would say like the top 20 breeders started really understanding, seeing how things were going. And the whole market like completely switched. I mean, when I was at Animalia just recently, I mean, there was exantic clowns, there was monsoons, there was there was a clown pied het this, there was
wait. So that's not your fault. That's that all this is happening.
Well, a lot of people are blaming me. So let me tell you. So like 4 years ago, when the whole market was, in Mexico was, everybody was pretty much like, I mean, I'm talking about everybody was sending out like, their one recessive visual het this or het that, or just the most, and it got so flooded over there, kind of like how we did like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people couldn't really sell anything anymore. I mean, people were making like bumblebees still. They were making, spot nose pastel clowns. They were really, really big. But when you get one recessive and, you put into, like say you get a clown to clown, and you put a couple of code dumps in there, but everybody's already at that format of snakes, dude, everyone's going to make that all the next season.
Right.
So when it got flooded in that way, and then some other people like my partner, Hector from Union Pythons, I was telling him like, hey man, like go do this, do that, do this, do that. Dude, in 1 year, this guy just surpassed everybody. Then other breeders started realizing, hey man, like, dude, we're going to be left behind if we keep on doing this just like the one reset to the code dom. And now it's like, dude, it is unreal, man. I mean, when I went to Animalia to see monsoons there, like for sale, to see clown pies, had this, had that. I was just like, wow. I mean, the last 2 years they really, really stepped up their game, man. And there's a lot of new what's it called, people into this hobby with a lot of big money out there, but investing in it in the right way. So it's really cool, exciting to see that from the beginning, from when it was just kind of like just basic to like the regular stuff to like now being to like close to like our level of snakes.
Why would people have an issue with you kind of putting people on though? Like, is that because
So, because the market there, like 80% of the market was pretty much just, single codom, three codoms, or, one recessive, four codoms, and that's what was selling, right? So
yeah,
now people are saying that I was doing that because I had invested all this stuff with my partner, and trying to take over everything. But what a lot of people don't understand is that let's just say, okay, look, I have a facility out there in Mexico. It's like 7,000 square feet. We
yeah,
probably have about 300 snakes, right?
mhm,
Say if I did do that, dude, I couldn't even supply like 10% of like the people out there, you know?
there's a
But
lot.
the other people that invested really good money in there, they're starting to realize when we were at the show just this last week, dude, they were like, dude, thanks a lot, man. Like they sold out. They've made so much money on it now because the new people that are coming into this is like people with that really want to invest really, really well. I met this couple out there in Animalia. They were both pilots. The wife and the husband, both pilots for Aero Mexico, Delta. And dude, they started about a year and a half ago. Dude, they had like 80 snakes, but just all code downs and stuff. And then when they started seeing my videos and started realizing it, they sold everything. And now, dude, they have like a powerhouse collection. It is so freaking cool to see the way things are going now. There was what, 70, 80 breeders the last 2 years on the tables. Now there was only about 15 to 20, but with like higher end stuff.
Yeah. So what are what's the dynamic like with you and Hector now? Is he still just well ahead of it? A lot of other people
Oh,
over there? Is he just
yeah. Yeah. I would say Hector right now is probably like the number one breeder out there. He's only been doing this for what, 4 years now.
damn?
And now that he's even realized it too, he's people pretty much just reach like out to him when they want more like the higher end stuff, like the double visuals, double visual heads, or
Right.
things that they see me talk about, or Justin talk about, or some other breeders talk about, like of this morph or that morph, the more of like, like the going towards the triple and quad recessives.
Okay. So what's the pricing like in Mexico compared to like what's been happening
So,
here?
so oddly enough, dude, this is so funny. We were just talking about this. So the double visuals are more expensive out in
Mexico.
Mexico than they are here.
That's
So
sad.
I
That's
know
sad, bro.
it is crazy, dude. So we saw here's a good example. We saw a Orange Dream Yellow Belly Hypo DG. I think on Morph Market, we saw someone have it for like 500 or 700 bucks, or around like $500-600 around there. And I know that one sold for $1,200 out there. It was almost like double the prices. But again, you really don't see double
Fine.
visual combos like that out there now in Mexico.
Well, yeah.
It's crazy because a lot of people from other different countries flew into Mexico. I mean, there was a lot of people from Japan there. There was people from Costa Rica, people from Puerto Rico right now. Mexico is humongous, dude.
Yeah.
It's humongous out there.
Yeah. And what do you think of this, Justin?
Yeah, I'm wondering where it's all headed. But what I'm hearing from you is that it kind of confirms something that I've suspected about these new markets. They can't just go high end immediately. There needs to be like a hobbyist base. There
Yeah.
has to be a lot of people who just try on the whole ball python thing. They got to fall in love with a decent base, and then there's a
Yeah.
certain percentage of them. They're going to say, "We love this. We want to go, make
Well,
crazier
dude,
and crazier
good-
stuff."
Good point, Miguel. A lot of people don't know that's what you did, bro. You
That's
came in.
dude.
You came in.
Yeah.
I remember your first YouTube videos, man. Remember Aubrey getting bit? Like when I went viral. Like, but dude, like you had simple, just really cool, like pet level stuff before you went into the crazy stuff, for sure.
Bro, what's it called? Mike Stanley. He's the one that got me like really, really started. I went to go buy some snakes from him,
Yeah.
and he ended up giving me his whole collection. I was like, oh, sweet, dude, that's freaking awesome. He gave me like 50 snakes, dude. And I remember, but like what Justin says, I think it's very important, and it's big for everyone that gets into this, that sees this, and they started off as just a hobby, right? You
Yeah.
fall in love with these snakes, and then you look something up, and then you see, oh wow, man, there's really like a business side of this. Oh, that's really cool. Then
Changes.
that's what gets them going, and they really fall in love with it, and they're like, wow, man. And that's when you flip that switch. You're like, oh man, I have to get rid of this and get to this. But you do, I would say majority of the people start off that way. Now, I do know some people that came in and they're doing it like the super, super right way. But I think the time I started, there wasn't really so much like knowledge like there is now, like on social media, on YouTube, all these people having these channels and stuff that just benefits, the whole industry itself.
But let's talk about the dangers of raising the bar, because that's what happened with you, Miguel, when people started noticing you weren't fucking around. Like
Oh, dude.
like
Like,
the big circle you had got a lot smaller, right? And I feel
well,
like some people are going through that right now.
dude, a lot of people are going through that right now, man. I've told people that from the beginning, man, that, the saddest thing of like, when you start off, I was very friendly with everybody. I was super, super cool. Even though people
Word.
hated me, I would still go out there and film their tables, kind of like kill them with kindness type thing.
Yeah.
But the thing that sucks is when you start getting into this industry, they start seeing you make some big, big moves. That same circle that you have starts like talking like crap about you. And no matter what, a screenshot's gonna get sent to this person. Oh, I swear I'm not gonna say anything. Send me this. It always comes back to you, man. And the sad thing is, it's like what I just did is just little by little, I just kind of, made my circle a lot smaller. I really don't talk to too much people in this industry anymore like I used to. As you guys see, I don't really go to shows that much. I talk to you, I talk to Justin, I talk to another handful of people here and there, but definitely don't have like that same big crew that I used to at one point.
But do you think having like Hector and like that market focused, like does that kind of take a lot of your attention right now anyways, you feel like?
No, no, not really. Hector does a lot, he's doing really good. I mean, he has a lot of him, he's running everything over there, right? I mean, we have a couple of distribution centers now. We just got Tijuana, which is really, really cool. We've been working on that for a while. Yeah, so right now we have Guadalajara. We have a new person working in Guadalajara now. We have Mexico City, we have Veracruz, we have Tijuana, and now we're working on Monterrey, Mexico, and then we're gonna work on Juarez. Once we get those two, it's pretty much, like the distribution's gonna be pretty much set around, and it's just easier to go and pick up snakes, and it's not just like us. People all over Mexico ship out to a distribution center, sends out over there, sends it to this way, like that. It just works a lot easier.
So is there there's no FedEx overnight?
Now there is. Well, it's not
Oh, okay.
FedEx. So here's the problem. So, okay, yeah, I'll give you a really, really good example why we had to do the distribution centers. So, for example, if there's snakes out in Chihuahua, right, in Juarez, right? We can't get these snakes in one night over to Veracruz, Mexico. Impossible. Sometimes you can't get them out to Guadalajara. There won't be a flight there. You go strictly to Reliance with one flight, it gets there. You'll get them in a couple of hours once they're there.
Mm.
So when you have these when you have these different distributions in different states, now if we know that someone's buying, okay, I want this snake, that snake, that snake, we put them all together. We ship them out to the place in Mexico City, which is kind of like the center of it. Once they're there in Mexico City, hey, your snake's gonna arrive here in Guadalajara because there's so much airplanes going out, so much flights now. Now in Veracruz, sometimes you have to wait like 4 or 5 days, which we don't want. And if they get stuck there, dude, you are not getting those snakes for a couple of hours. So that's why we had to build these distributions. Like TJ, we have Mexico City, Guadalajara, Veracruz.
Yeah, man, that sounds. I mean, it sounds interesting, but it sounds a little stressful too.
It's definitely a lot easier now since we got things kind of going. We have a lot of employees that are out there working now. We have some really, really great people out there, just working for us now. They're just taking care of everything like crazy, man. We have a big rotor facility now, like almost getting to Justin's level, if anything a little bit bigger, man, out there in
Yeah.
Veracruz, Mexico.
That you could do. You got ASFs, mice, everything, or just rats?
Everything. We got ASFs, mice, and rats.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure ASFs aren't legal in Mexico. And I want to go back to something though, because one thing I do look up to both of you guys a lot is like you guys could definitely keep your composure, especially you, Miguel, because I've seen people who talking blatant shit about you, but then like the nicest they can be to your face, and you hold it together really well. And Justin, I know you play that card really well as well, but like, how do you recommend that to someone who can't really play that game as well? Like, what do you think about to go to a happy place? I'm curious because some of these people deserve to hear what you have, but I know that's not really good as a business standpoint. And that's what I'm learning right now. But like, I know I'm not the only one maybe who struggles with this. So I want to ask you guys, like, what's the best way to, like, I guess, turn the other cheek, or just like, fuck it, it's a screenshot. That's how they feel. Let it go. Like, what do we do?
Yeah, for me, I have not let it go at times, and I always pay the price. I always find that it hurts much worse to go out there and attack, right back.
Yeah, you never win. You never win that way. By the way,
you never win. It gets really messy in the end. From a customer standpoint, they see two guys fighting. They see two guys who are wrong. They don't care about the details of it. It looks messy. Okay, so for me, I found that I just get so much motivation. It's like rocket fuel for me.
Yeah.
When somebody's out there hating, it's like, oh yeah, just like take it in. I'll feel it, and I'm gonna go breed my snakes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna push harder. And it's like, yeah, I kind of bottle it up, and it comes out in new combos, and inspiration. So that's it for me. You really can't win. All you can do is operate. I think you take care of customers, you make a great product, take care of customers over and over and over, and let the people who hate on you inspire you.
What do you say to that, Miguel?
Well, that's kind of like the new form of going about it, like how Justin just said. Before, I used to be, it would bother me at times. I'd be very hot-headed. I would talk to Justin about it, but at the end of the day, man, it's not really going to get me anywhere. And people love the drama. I know people love to stir stuff with me, and they want to get that reaction from me. So now I honestly just ignore it, man, and just go, about my ways, and that's it. I think I'm becoming an adult now, man. At the age of 42, I'm finally becoming an adult.
Yeah, but I mean, I would say, even on your vlog, sometimes when you would kind of like give them a little bit, like you would say, sometimes you would say, fuck it. But like you would even do it laughing, which is kind of scary. Which is kind of scary because I could see you're pissed, but you're laughing, and I'm like, that must be like a scary Miguel. Like if he's mad at you and he's laughing, and then we see videos of you punching stuff, it's like, oh my god.
No, dude, I mean, back then I would do that, dude. I totally forgot about that. I would like throw a little little jabs here and there, right? And then I start laughing at them. But honestly, I wouldn't be bothered, man. I mean, I was hurt about a few people, but again, man, I mean, for someone at our age to go out and talk shit and start drama, you must really have some insecurities mentally. And I mean, I just don't get it. At our day and age, like anyone that talks shit like that is just very insecure, very jealous, and I don't know, dude. I just can't put it together. You won't ever find me talking shit about anyone, unless it's football during the damn Cowboys. I just saw
For
that.
sure, you hate
Cowboys
that.
are not doing good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like at day and age, I think everyone should just keep everything to themselves. Just keep on working. Let your animals do all the talking, and that's it, man. That's the best way about going about it.
You guys are both really good at having customers speak for you. I will say that. Like a lot, I hear nothing but great things about people who've done business with you guys. And I feel like if you have that going for you, I mean, people could say whatever they want. But
yeah,
with having that backing you up, I mean, that's, I don't know. You guys are, like I said, there's, I don't really even think of drama when I think of your guys' name at all. Just so you guys know, it doesn't really compute when it comes to thinking of Canova and AAP, but. At the end of the day, I do know one thing about the demographic of breeders that you're working with, the high tier stuff. It's cutthroat up there right now, man. I've heard some stuff of like some higher breeders doing some weird activities as far as like just whatever untruthful stuff. But what do you guys have to say right now with the market being the way it is and the higher end side of things, which you guys are a part of pretty closely here? So can we talk about the higher end market right now, how some breeders are moving and prices and all that stuff? Can we get to that?
You want to go first, Justin?
Sure.
So I could kind of like go off of what you say and put in my words a little together. So
that's what I was going to do. All right. Yeah, I'll give it a stab. This market's been really interesting, and we're talking about drama. I kind of pivot off of that a little bit. It seems like the drama kind of goes away when things are just really gangbusters. Like I didn't hear a lot of drama in 2021. Everybody was just like, oh yeah, hell yeah, brother,
Everyone's happy, yeah,
right. But when the market gets tight, everybody's like, hey, who's eating my lunch out there? Who's getting the sales? Who should I be upset about? So it's that's kind of the world that I think has been the market pretty much the whole industry. Ever since I got in, it's been like, who's eating my lunch? Who's got a piece of my pie right now? You know, and it's interesting to see how this market has gone. I think I honestly am insulated from hearing about a lot of the shenanigans, but I see the prices and I see kind of where things go. It's fascinating to me that we have prices very, very soft, right, on a lot of really good stuff. Now, I mean, you can buy a collection, you can buy stuff at amazing prices right now, comparatively speaking. And yet, at the same moment that we see softer prices on really good projects, you're seeing more four-digit ball pythons on Morph Market than ever before. You know, 20 grand, 30 grand, 15 grand, whatever. The whole front page or several pages in now is all 10 grand and up. And during the height of COVID, when things were gangbusters, there was maybe half a page of high.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, you know, Miguel, what you think? Like, how are we seeing this big split? Things are going real soft, things are going real strong, and the middle is kind of weak. You know, what are you thinking?
You know, it's kind of hard for me to actually even answer that. And you know, you and I talk a lot about this, Justin. I go through these, you know, like everyone asks me, how come you don't have anything on Morph Market? You know, I go through these things where I hold a lot of snakes back. You know, I don't know what I'm going to sell here and there. I usually put stuff on my Patreon or, you know, people that message me. So I'm never really on Morph Market or seeing these prices from like the high, mid to lows. You know, I could tell you that I've been blessed enough that this whole year, you know, I've really haven't had to deal with, you know, really, you know, having to, you know, undersell snake just to get it from this person or that person. It's, you know, pretty straightforward, you know. So I really can't answer like that 'cause I really don't know where all these things are going. You know, you and I are at a whole different, you know, different level, man. I mean, you're like the big guy over there, you know, have all these things on there. I'm like
Mika,
right
I don't
here
know about
trying.
Mika. I don't know. I know you're being humble right now,
Be
buddy.
humble.
No,
But
no, it's just the way.
you're really high up there with
No,
Justin. Just so you know.
no, and the way that I mean it, it's more like, you know, you know, Justin puts up a lot of snakes and a lot of killer snakes on there and stuff like that. You know, I always
Volume wise,
when
yeah.
yeah, volume wise. And when I messaged Justin, I was going like, hey man, like, you know, how are like the sales? You know, we will talk and he'll tell me all this and that. I'm like, he goes, like, how's it going for you? And I'm like, well, I don't know yet. I'm about to start just putting stuff on there, you know? And then when I do put things on there, you know, again, luckily I'm blessed enough where it's like, you know, usually just sells to, you know, someone that DM'd me, someone that messaged me, someone that put a story up and stuff like that. I haven't put up a snake on Morph Market since I think since March or April. So I really cannot tell you, man. And we produced what 470 snakes this season.
Mm,
So
wow.
it's hard. It's really hard for me to answer that, you know, like
And I
that.
love that. I love that
I love
because
that too.
that's a beautiful way to run this industry where you have such great networking and such great connections. And that's always been, in my opinion, not to toot your horn too hard, but I'm so impressed with your ability just to make these connections in the industry. You're so personable. You came in and you made such a big splash. Even aside from the social media, though, you have a way to connect with buyers and with people and bring them in. And honestly, even you hadn't had to list your snakes like a lot of other people. We have to try to get in front of buyers. You draw them to you in a way that most people can't do that.
I mean, right
Yeah.
now it's really hard to be that breeder where you're creating that sense of urgency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're one of those people where if you post something, motherfuckers are all over it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like, so, man, it's definitely, it's been a
you
blessing.
you strategically did that by not just like I feel like that's smart by not just blasting everything up on Morph Market along with everybody else because I don't know, it just does, it gives people like, oh, I'll just click to that later type of thing, you know.
Dude, MJ, 1000%, man. I couldn't agree with you more, you know. But I will say this though. Now I will say this because when we're out in Europe, I was talking to Justin, and you know, we ran into a lot of people there. I only know from social media, right? From Instagram or for blah blah blah. And I couldn't tell you how much sales I've lost from not having the more market. I tell you, it was a lot, dude. A lot, a lot, a lot. Again, I could say now that I've been blessed, I don't have to put stuff on there, but now, dude, I have been working so hard just to get everything into clutch because my goal is by the end of this year to get everything completely like at 100% to clutch and then start doing everything on Morph Market and just kind of leveling myself up a little bit, you know, because one thing, oh, this is something very interesting and to do with sales and everything. One thing that really bit me in my ass this season was that I got too comfortable. I got a little too lazy with, doing the same thing I do every year. Now, I'm not going to say any names, but when you run into some people and you talk to people and people that invested very well and that don't even have the level of reach of my social media or the things that I've done, like make more money than you did this year, you start to think, what the damn, like what the hell, dude?
Yeah.
And it really like kind of humbled me a little bit. Not like in a way like, oh man, it just kind of got me. It kind of got my like it kind of got me going like, dude, you got a little too lazy, man. You got a little too comfortable. Like, yeah, you worked hard to get yourself at this level, but there's people out there that made a good amount more money than I did that have no reach that I do whatsoever, man. And it was really cool to see that because it gets you really like thinking like, man, dude, how hard could one really work? And when you start working a little harder, start getting things going, man, dude, things just do a lot. I mean, dude, all the work you put in, trust me, you get it right back.
You guys want to laugh at something, and I can't share the names, unfortunately, but I have
Yeah,
I have the list of Morph Market's top 100 sellers,
yeah,
and I gotta tell you, I don't recognize half these fucking names, dude. And,
bro.
and
Okay,
that tells you, like,
dude,
you know what I mean? Like you don't like. There's ways of going about this on different levels, and these people are killing
it's
it, and they're not like Mr. Hey, look at me,
it's
social media. They're just killing it, you know?
MJ. It's unreal, dude. Like. I've had conversations with people. Again, I don't want to put their personal business out there, and and we don't just talk. We'll share some stuff on it. I'm just like, holy hell, man! Like it's so to me again, it motivates the hell out of me. But then I stop to think, like, what's he doing different than I am? And I'm like, oh, he sure the hell is working a lot harder than I am. That's for damn sure. Because he's boom, 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 call. Forget the what I would do is just build my social media up. Yeah, cool brand, and then just stay there. Let me check my phone. Oh, nothing. And that's the
Yeah,
honest truth, it really is, dude. I'm not like a perfect
dude.
person. Like I got super lazy on it, but it is so cool to see all these people that people don't know about. And again, the people that are gonna get like the fingers pointed at, it's gonna be like, oh, Justin or Miguel or Ozzy. Oh, these guys are selling, man. They're just because they're the big dogs or they have the big names. Dude, trust me, that is not the case, dude. And I would love to get these couple people that I know on here and to really talk about it and see what they're flipping the year. You would be like, holy hell, dude. Like, wow. It's
Well, I mean,
interesting. It's motivating.
now, Justin, why don't we speak on, if you are consistent with your ads and your posts and you create a little bit of a rhythm, you will be successful selling on Morph Market. But that's a big chore right there, right? Like that is a time-consuming job to be really consistent at, especially with photos and everything. When was the last time you've actually done an ad, Justin? Like you personally sat there and put snakes for sale on Morph Market. Do you even do that anymore? Or
Yeah, I always do that.
so
Yeah.
that's you. That's what
Yeah.
what do you mean you do everything? Tell me more.
Well, so we have all of our animals are in clutch, and it is linked to Morph Market. So I just sit there in clutch,
Wow.
and all I do is mark them as available in clutch, and then export them to Morph Market. So I'm working every day. I'm the one who's posting the snake. I'm not doing ads like creating the ad, typing the description. No, it's all being pushed from clutch. But I'm the one who's there deciding what snakes, what prices, searching the market, seeing what's up, and creating those.
So go-
I love Morph Market. I live there.
I want to go back to what you mentioned, Justin, about like seeing some of these powerhouse snakes be more available on Morph Market. I want to ask both of you guys: do you feel like some of these people got a little bit ahead of themselves, making something like that too quick? And what I mean by that, like you made it that quick, but why sell it when you should be holding it back? Like if you don't if you don't have a name out there and you're trying to sell something that should be worth 20K, how do you expect someone to give you that type of money? What do you guys say to that?
So I'll jump in on that one. I think when you're, dude, that's such a good, what's it called, question, man. So this last 2 years, when I was making certain stuff, right, I can't tell you how hard it was for me to hold these things back, dude. I think some people are getting rid of some things really quick because unless they made a couple of more, like in that they have that they're not showing, obviously then that's good, man. Take the money. But other than that, it's like, dude, one thing that I've learned from the beginning is, dude. save your stock, man, because you want to level up every year, every year, every year with the stuff that you make. So yeah, some people I think do get rid of some things a little too quick, man. I really, really do.
What do you say to that, Justin?
I say it's absolutely wrong. I completely disagree. No. No, I mean, I think that when the market's slow, people try to, to say, hey, I'm going to cash in on this one animal, sell it. And they are selling their future to an extent. Hopefully they made two and got to keep one behind the scenes. We don't know the story. But in the end, this is the long game. And so they shouldn't probably be selling, literally selling the farm out from underneath themselves. But, I think, to answer my own question a little bit ago about why we're seeing, weak prices and strong prices at exactly the same time, I think that just when the market has some uncertainty, people are a little unsure on like what's the right investment, what's the best way to go. People instinctively think buying the cheapest snakes isn't probably the best idea. They think, oh, I should probably buy the best quality stuff I can buy. I need to start a good collection, whatever. And so what we're seeing is that good projects that really are very deserving of good prices, people are being like, no, I can't. I got to buy the best. And so it's creating a lot of demand at the very, very top of the market. And then, of course, there's demand at the bottom of the market, people picking up stuff for cheap still. But the middle part, the part where that was really strong in a strong economy, everybody's thinking, no, I want a deal or I want the best. And so now people are like, oh, there's buyers who are buying up the very, very best stuff. I need to get my 20 grand animal out there while it's hot. Normally in a typical market, people would say, I can't afford to sell that snake because that's my next year. I'm going to make so much money on that snake if I keep it. And right now they're just unsure about that.
Well, my thing is like, if you could sell it, I'm like, Miguel, good for you, dude. Get your money, right? But they're not. Here's the thing: they're not selling it, and what they're doing is they're chopping the price, and it just looks really bad. Like I feel like, why do that to yourself when you know that snake's worth a lot more, and you need that snake? Just hold it, just keep it. Like I feel like it's just an embarrassing thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, but again, it's like,
I guess what are you gonna do? I mean, I guess tough times too. Like it's very unfortunate because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but did you see some people leave the hobby that you weren't expecting? I saw one or two. I was like,
dude,
oh,
I saw a lot of people.
Yeah,
I saw a lot of people that I was not expecting that were gonna leave.
Yeah.
Even out in Mexico, honestly, there was, dude, like I was telling you, there was about 50, 70 vendors. Now there was only about 20. But what I did notice when there's people that did leave just out there, just because I remember seeing it from the bottom all the way to the top, it only made the business a lot stronger. And the people that are coming in now have a different mindset on and they're going about it a different way, which overall to the investment breeder, to the people that are going, it's going to be a lot better for them, and they bring in more people into that way and more on the investment side of things. And the lower end stuff too is always going to work because that always brings people in regardless,
I mean,
There's markets for everybody, it's the middle, the low, and the high.
Yeah, we need it all, right? I feel like it all serves its purpose.
You can't just have the high, dude. You can't.
Well, because we talk about like me. I finally have a little experience of vending at shows, and what pulls the people over are my bells and my pied freaking $200 snakes. You know what I mean? Like those are the ones that keep people at your table that are just asking questions, and you got to think that's like the gateway for a lot of these keepers. I remember I saw my first pied, and it opened up so many doors in my head that I never knew I had, and I feel like those are the iconic genes that we'll always need. Those bottom level, those I guess entry level snakes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The entry level snakes are what's going to bring people to this hobby more than anything. Straight up, and it's always the pieds, no matter what. I know people like shit on pieds a lot right now, dude. But if you ask anybody what snake got your attention, 80% of the time it's going to be a pied
or a coral glow,
or please don't say coral glow. Why coral glow, guys?
Why coral glow? You ruined it for me too. I wanted to just use banana.
I've known Miguel for a long time, and he always said banana, and then he put CG on his story the other day.
Yeah,
like, why?
That's this guy's fault, dude.
I like coral glow.
Why, Justin? Just tell me why.
I think it sounds better. Banana, I don't know. To me, banana is.
Ah, dude, banana sounds way better, dude. It's freaking cool. I mean, who doesn't want
Doesn't
like
it?
banana, dude? And it has little speckles on it, you know. Dude, banana sounds way cooler.
Okay, all
A
right.
coral glow like just reminds me kind of like a reef or something like that, like
I didn't
coral or
think this was
something.
going to
I
be a
don't know.
shaming session. All right.
Sorry, no,
Sorry,
you're
I know,
good, you're
right?
good.
I'm not turning my back on you quick.
Okay, I will. Let's bring up this topic. I feel like if there could be a way, I would like to shave some of these names off, guys. Okay, because
Oh, yeah.
if we want to talk about making things simple for a new person, how the hell are you going to tell somebody invest in this chocolate, and then the other person says, "Well, Wookiee's the same thing," and you're like, "What?" And then it leads a whole other rabbit hole of just 7 different versions of the same thing. Like, what do you guys think? There needs to be a chill to this name thing, like, or how, I don't know. What do you think, Miguel, about the multiple versions of of one morph? You know what I mean?
To each his own, really. Dude, to each his own, man. Whatever I get, and if I buy something that has that name, I'm gonna use that name. I mean, but all right, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's dumb. It should just be one name. I'm gonna go get another drink real quick.
Okay, what's the latest popular new name gene that you are messing with right now, Justin?
New name, Gene. I mean,
Like the newest, like the most non-talked
Yeah.
about, I guess.
I don't know. I don't think I have a tornado. Probably.
Tornado. I was gonna say tornado.
I mean, it's funny because I hear about them a lot. Because everybody's asking me, "Do you have any yet? Do you have any yet?" So I do hear about tornado a lot, but I think most people don't really know about it yet.
What do
Cosmos.
you think? What do both you guys think about Scrambler?
I want Miguel to go on this one.
Oh, you can't always wait on Miguel's response.
On that one's a little hard for me just because I don't really know too much about it. I was asking Justin about it like a couple of weeks ago because
I don't have
I saw some really cool stuff on it, but again, I really don't know much about Scrambler, to be honest. That's being maybe dead honest.
And what would win you, like, not win you over, but what would give you something where you could at least remember it?
Well, I guess seeing like more variations of it, seeing it because I've seen a couple things, but they're all very similar. I haven't seen something like different from what I've been shown already. That's been like, oh wow, like dude, that is really crazy like that. But I will say that the stuff that I did see is really really amazing though.
Me too. But what do you have to say to that, Justin?
Yeah, the animals are gorgeous. First of all,
yeah,
gorgeous. The problem is, and this is the problem with any mutation these days, is that because we have such amazing breeding stock that a simple gene can be just something. You go from one gene to 6 gene combo, and like, yeah, it's a 16 scrambler. Like, well, first of all, that animal is objectively gorgeous. However, I don't know what it looks like without scrambler. So, I don't even know how to evaluate it. We used to have this thing where they would take and you'd see that you get the gene and you get, oh, it's this with pastel. This is with Mojave. Oh, we finally got it in a pied. We got it in a clown. Now it's Scrambler, Dreamsicle, DG Clown Pied. It's like, okay, well.
And with all the hidden,
I don't know how to evaluate that.
And I'm finding out there's a bunch of hidden shit in ball pythons. Come to find out, like, I had hypo pop up, and apparently hypo was a gene that people didn't want to say they had because it was unwanted. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like,
oh, dude, hypo is it, man. I
love hypo. I've always loved hypo. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I started seeing DG stuff, I got my feelings. I wish I had DG, but now I realize DG and hypo are like best friends, and they go perfect together. But I mean, I think thank God for the world of shed testing, right? Because I know at some point all this, I don't want to call it hocus pocus, but whatever, it's gonna be drawn out in the truth eventually. You know what I'm saying? Thank God. But yeah, dude, I mean,
thank God for shed testing, man. Big shout out to RGI, dude. Freaking love you guys, man.
Shout out to
you guys are the best.
Hey, and I want to ask you personally, how much have you used RGI? Even just this year. I'd say for a lot for you this year.
What's pretty funny? I was kind of against the whole shed testing like a year ago. I would tell Justin, I'm like, dude, I don't know if this is going to be good for the industry. Blah blah blah. Dude, I cannot tell you how in love I am with RGI, dude. Like just the whole shed testing alone is amazing. Like now we won't we won't sell anything that's pos het, 50%, 60%. We're shed testing everything. I mean, this year we've already sent out over 200 shed tests already, and
Wow.
dude, it's been amazing, man. Last year when we first started shed testing things, dude, it was really really cool. Everything proved out to be what it was, and I was a little skeptical about it, but I think that's been one of the coolest and biggest things for our industry.
I mean, Justin and Miguel, do you guys agree that like if you are going to consider yourself being at that level of a ball python breeder, you almost shouldn't be selling pos sets or fit like that?
No.
I mean, you should, in a sense, be on this new era where that almost doesn't make you look as a legit breeder anymore. If you've been around this long and you have a bunch of 66%, 50% heads, and they're going on auctions and all this stuff, like, I mean,
Yeah.
turn that shed test in, you know, like.
Dude, I'll give you a good example right now. So I was check this out. Okay, so I did this pairing, and let's just talk like money wise, right? So I did this. It was a black pastel, blackhead, leopard, clown, het hypo, pos het, desert ghost, right?
Yeah.
And I paired it to a pinstripe leopard, desert ghost, het pied. So I bred the male to the female, right? So everything was going to be 50% het pied or possible het DG. Obviously, I ended up, shed testing the clown, and it proved out to be het desert ghost. So I had 50% working on both of them. I had 9 eggs, right? Now, say if none of them had got any of the het pied or het desert ghost, they would have been simply just desert ghost, het clowns. That's it. But because of shed testing, dude, it cost me for all 9 females, oh, it was a couple of $100, right? But the value that it gave me for each snake, and some snakes that, ended up proving out, het pied and hypo, I ended up keeping back.
Yeah.
Dude, say what's $200 to $300 for, a couple of snakes, that adds thousands of dollars to that whole clutch. It is, I mean, it's a no-brainer, dude. It's a no-brainer. I mean, I got 2 snakes that are they're what's called visual desert ghost, 100% het clown, and now 100% het pied, 100% het hypo. I mean, dude, and they're full of combos, blackhead, a leopard. I mean, they have all these combos in it. I mean, I would have known that if it wasn't for for the shed testing.
Or you have to keep all the girls back, and you end up keeping 3 or 4 extra snakes.
Yeah.
That didn't prove out. You get to keep only the ones. It allows you to trim your collection down. I mean, it's so much more effective with your plans if you actually know what your snakes have. It's a huge difference. Yeah.
No, yeah, we're definitely not selling anything that's pos het anymore, like at all. 0. Everything gets shed tested.
So when it comes to, I mean, I don't know, Miguel, I'm really excited to see where you have a lot of projects that you've been really like invested in for the last few years. I've been a huge fan of Sunset.
No, you haven't. Dude, I love sunsets. I still think they're really cool, dude.
I'm sorry. I try to have a straight face. No, but okay. I want to say definitely Miguel and you, Justin, you guys posted some freaking really gorgeous sunsets. And I know there's gorgeous sunsets out there, but god dang, that's not an easy morph to accomplish. Okay.
No.
And can you agree that and I want to get this out there. Like, you should be happy and proud if you're producing some nice looking sunsets. Okay. Mm-hmm. But that's not an easy mountain to climb.
And
talk about it, please.
You know what I'll tell you about me that excites me about the sunsets? First of all, I've always liked it, right? I've always been a big fan of it.
You have.
Obviously, when there was some stuff coming out that I wasn't too fond of, like, damn, like, this ain't coming out too good, dude. I myself, I was even like, damn, I'm already straight brown, dude. Like, what am I gonna do now? But I do love a challenge, and I really, really do love a challenge. So when I started seeing certain things working with Sunset, I was just like, wow, man, that looks really, really good. And a lot of people weren't working those angles that I were, or seeing someone else pop something now that I'm just like, wow, dude, it just makes you realize, say if it is like a top 5 ugliest snake, right? Let's just say top 5.
Yeah.
Dude, the stuff that's coming out now and seeing that there is so much potential to make it be one of the top 10 or top 5 snakes just makes it that much challenging and fun to be able to, work with it. Like, I'll tell you right now, the best combo I've seen in the Sunset has been the spot nose banana Sunset. Is the best one I've seen. The best combo
with leopard, the one that you posted.
No, it was just spot nose coral glow Sunset.
Oh,
there's a calico one, spot nose calico Sunset that was insane. I want to say Brad Boa had it.
Yeah, yes. That was really, really nice. Yeah.
I couldn't even believe it. It's so inspiring.
So what about some tips for sunset for anyone out there? Because I hear you do not want to go dark with sunset. True or false?
No, take it out. Take the darkness out, dude.
Yeah.
Trust me. I've been that route. I've been down that lane already, dude. Do not do that.
So what were you gonna say, Justin?
Yeah, you want to with any MORPH, you want to kind of lean into its strength, right? With sunset, you got rusty kind of reds, right? And so for me, I think that the goal is, first of all, contrast. The sunset doesn't have a ton of contrast. You have like two versions of rust color. I call it rust. Browns and reddy browns, but there's two similar to each other between, I would say, the foreground and the background of the snake. So that's why spot nose has been so effective. Leopard's been so effective. But then on top of that, you could take in things like, I think, red stripe, OD, Enchi, all these things that
Enchi for sure.
Highlight and bring out color. Coral Glow's been great, of course. That you have that snake right now, Miguel. That's Coral Glow, banana. Sorry.
Yeah. The Coral Glow spot nose sunset. I think it's the prettiest snake I've ever seen.
We weren't sure if it was a clown or not because it's like so gene-packed. It might be. Do you know yet?
Oh no, you're talking about the which will be like the scarecrow sunset, basically.
Yeah,
this one.
Yeah,
this one, right?
That one. So that one's just spot nose. That one's spot nose, Coral Glow, sunset, head clown. That to me, but after it's shed, it looks 100 times better, dude. 1,000,000 times better.
Always believed in sunset. Just want that to be clear right now. But okay, listen. I my thing is, and you guys can agree that if you are working with a project that helps a ball python age better, then you're in the right place. Okay.
Yes, 100%.
So now with the direction you're taking with sunset, even with the sunset you're raising up, is there anything aging really good right now with sunset, Miguel?
Enchi. I think Enchi and Cypress has worked out amazing.
What about that DG sunset, the first one you made, the one that you took a little bit?
DG sunset looks really good. Really, really good.
It's gotten better with age, no, hasn't it?
It's gotten better with age, 100%. So luckily hopefully this year, now that he's been breeding, we'll definitely see some combos. I definitely want to see like Enchi Yellow Belly, Sunset Desert Ghost. But now that freaking Justin ended up making that hypo version, I'm just like, dang, did I have to put it to so much hypo stuff now? Because that hypo is only going to make it look a lot better, man. A lot better. It needs it. It basically needs it to look at, at its best.
I struggle with Yellow Belly, guys. Like, what I mean by that, like, it's a hard thing to ID when there's some like really crazy shit involved. What's your guys' like tip for IDing Yellow Belly and like some of the crazy shit that you guys are producing? Like, what do you guys look for?
Shed testing.
I look for an envelope to put the shed into. Yeah.
What a good answer. And no, for real though, because before RGI, we would be guessing right now. We'd be
I probably guessed right about 80% of the time, and 20%.
And I probably guessed about 30% of the time. So if it doesn't come from an ivory, or if I don't have it to like a spot nose clown, if I don't have like those obviously like obvious flames down the belly or whatever, I'm shed testing it.
Okay. All right. Now were you gonna say something, Justin?
Yeah, I would just say, I mean, shed testing is more than just finding out too, in a way. We've shed tested a lot of our animals, not because we doubted they had something, but because we wanted to know for sure. And it's really hard, I think. An issue this industry has is that we're always building these more and more complicated combos. But when we ID them, we're IDing them based on a combo that we made the previous year that we haven't yet even proved yet. So like, I think it's this based on this, which also might be wrong because I based on that, which also might be wrong. And so for me, like a lot of these combos I'm keeping, I'm just running a shed test for anything I can't say 1,000%, like yellow belly. Like I know it, 99% it has yellow belly. I want to know if it has yellow belly. Like no. I want to know if it has spot nose. I want to know if it has leopard. These are complicated looks. Because then next time I hatch a clutch of those and I go to ID something, I have a baseline that I know is accurate that I'm comparing against. Oh, this has a different belly than that one. I know that one has yellow belly. Shed testing, This is, you think we were sponsored by RGI right now, but no, it's
I am
an amazing tool. You are, I'm not. Yeah. It's been an amazing tool.
I feel like the ball python game could get you comfortable thinking you know what you have, but motherfucker, no, you don't. Okay, and I gotta tell you right now, playing that guessing game is a really dangerous game.
Costs
Okay,
you a lot of money.
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
Yes.
You know, not only money, but also like, you know, respect. I feel like, because if you, you know how many stuff I've seen this year where I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but take that ad down. Like, that's not right. Like, and it's like someone I like, so of course I don't want them to look dumb, but I'm like, you need to make sure you know what you're posting, because you know people not only take advantage, but they'll also be like, did you see what this guy's posting right now? Like, what the hell?
It's a reputational thing. It's a reputational thing.
Everybody talks. You all know that. You know what I'm saying? So, but what do you guys think Exantic Sunset's going to look like?
You know what? I'm actually very curious because
hit or miss, you think?
I think it'll be a hit. Who doesn't want to see some grayish, brownish snake?
It'll be a home run or horrible, right? But
strikeout.
A strikeout, yeah. So I'll tell you what gives me hope for it is the Ultramel Exanthic is gorgeous.
The pinkish purple, the pinkish snake, right?
Yes, in fact,
yeah.
I'm in the MORPH market right now.
The Ultramel Exanthic, you said?
Dude, that thing is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, who has that? Who made that snake?
I wish I could give him a shout out. I bought it 3 years ago. I don't remember his name.
You have that snake?
I have one. Yeah, I have one.
God.
I bought adult female now. She's so pretty. Oh, there's not a MORPH market. She's so pretty. I was going to get one because I'm going to mention I'm going to lose out to whoever goes there before me.
Yeah, it is really, really cool, man. It's really nice. It's different.
Miguel,
But if Sunset does the same thing, which it could, it's a similar color palette.
Yeah.
It's similar. There's so much color in an Ultramel Exanthic. That's amazing. It's not gray snake anymore. It has all these beautiful maroons and colors in it. And if Sunset does the same thing, it's a home run.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Interesting. What's your True Ghost game like right now, Miguel? How much Hypo-Exantic stuff are you working? And I know you had something going on.
Dude, I did, but now, dude, this last year I just started making my own my own stuff with that. I'm a little behind on that, but I'm working on that project really, really, really strong right now.
What about you, Justin?
Hypo DG?
No, True Ghost.
No, Hypo-Exantic.
Well, I'm way behind. Way behind. I have several adult girls and stuff, but
several, like 80 of them. That's pretty chill.
I have several dozen of those girls. Yeah,
behind.
No, I have quite a few. I'm working it pretty hard, but when you ask me how I'm doing, like I'm not about to hatch a whole bunch of them anytime soon. So it's a developmental thing.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Hey, Miguel, what are you doing to like further your customer base in the United States? On top of like doing what you're doing in Mexico, like how are you making sure you're staying on top of all that?
So right now I've since, like I told you, since I've been traveling a lot more, and when I was talking earlier about meeting with other people that just turned more of a dollar than I did, because of their work ethic and whatnot. What I'm doing different now is just really kind of like organizing myself like a lot better. And again, not just to people like, oh man, you're on Justin's nuts, blah blah blah, this and that. But I will say this though, man, the whole clutch thing is, to me, it's leveling up not only like my brand, my collection, and the business all at once, but it kind of forces you to be like disciplined and organized. I mean, it literally forces you, because once you put all that work into it, dude, you can't go back. It's impossible. I mean, especially all the hours I've been putting into it. So I tell everybody in the beginning, if you have a small collection, put everything in the clutch right now, man. Because in the way the market's going right now, in the long run, we're almost going to get to the point where we're going to have like these AKC dogs, like how they do with the cats and stuff like that. You're going to see the lineage of these snakes, where they come from. And when someone's, buying a $20, $40, $60,000 snake, they're going to want to go and check out where it came from, who produced it, and see all that stuff. I'll tell you this right now, if I'm going to buy a $50,000 snake from someone that just has it posted, or someone that has its whole lineage, guess where I'm going to go? The guy that has a whole lineage on it,
Yeah,
so what I'm going to do is I'm taking everything little by little. My goal is to get everything by January 1st, and then really go to the next level of things, and really just level up my whole business.
And I'm curious, not motivated you, but like what made you turn the switch on and say, fuck it, I need to get clutch going. I need to start organizing this. Like what made you turn
I would say the Europe trip kind of really got me to it. You know, meeting all these people from different, places all over the world. I'm talking about
Dude, they're sharp.
Japan,
Japan,
just
dude,
everywhere,
Japan,
dude.
bro.
I mean,
Japan is so
and
clean, bro. They're so clean over there, man.
yeah, it's insane, dude. And then, after doing that whole trip, it really just opened up my eyes. And, again, I talk to Justin a lot and I see the level that he's at. And, checking back my last 3 years and seeing where I've been and, like I haven't really, gone up much. I got really comfortable, right? And you really can't level up if you don't change your habits or, work a little harder. So when I went over there and I started seeing the different things that people asking me, hey, how come you don't have stuff on Clutch? And we're like, oh, I don't know. How come you don't have things on Morph Market? Oh,
I
because
got
I'm
hacked.
lazy. I'm like, Bryce, so you know what, man, I'm lazy. So, again, I got too comfortable. And I will say this, though, it was my son's fault. I got so hooked with this freaking football, which, dude, this freaking big shout out to Ace. Love
That's a
you.
good space. And Shay, shout out to
Yeah,
Ace, man.
you
Ace,
know,
that's my boy.
especially just a lot of traveling stuff like that now. But yeah, that's what motivated me was, just doing a lot of traveling, meeting with a lot of people that I never even knew who I was and just started asking me, hey, how come you don't have stuff on Clutch? Hey, how come you don't have stuff on Morph Market? I was just like, wow, man, I'm never going to level myself up or my business if I don't get to these, different things.
Well, okay, well, let's think about this. I saw you guys, through stories like the group you were with. You were some serious ball python people over there in Europe. And imagine being that person having a conversation where if you do have something as easy as Clutch to pull something up,
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like sales that could go down on such an easy situation here of showing people what you're worth. I always look at it like a resume, right? Like all your work, everything you're putting in,
Yeah.
all organized into this organization app, which I feel like there's no better way to kind of make an impact. I feel like.
You're right. And what better way of to like, oh hey, do you have this snake? Oh yeah, 1 second. Boom boom. Check
Yeah.
this out. Or send them a link. Or hey, what do you have available? Oh boom boom boom. Here, send them a link. It's a little more professional. And it looks cool. And the pictures are like, like professional. Everything looks good. It's just overall just better, man. And again, doing it disciplines you and it forces you to be more disciplined.
Okay, dude, I'm glad you brought that up because we all know prior to social media, like people who were doing ball pythons for a living were pretty lazy people. Like, no offense, Justin. I'm not saying you're that because obviously you took things to a whole nother level. But like, if you see some of the older people who are no longer really around, or like people who never evolved, like, I mean, this would get you very complacent. Like breeding snakes, and if you get good at selling, and it could turn you into a lazy bum if you let it. Like you have to be on top of your shit, and you basically want to do better for yourself. Like what you said, Miguel. You went over to Europe and you had people asking you stuff, which made you kind of feel like, dude, why don't I have this shit? Like this.
It's almost embarrassing in a way, dude. It really is, when this other person that I know has it, that's the guy totally making more money than I did, doesn't have nowhere near the reach of social media. That's why I know social media is cool because it's a different way of, advertising yourself, but it's not all about that, man. There's so much people I could name that have no social media whatsoever that are making beyond six figures. We're talking about a buttload of money with this thing, and you'd be surprised. And that's what got me thinking, like, dude, what the hell, man? Like, dude, get your head out of your ass and it's time to, level up.
Was I far off though, Justin, about like the ball python game could get you lazy if you let it?
It's also because we have an industry that is growing and developing so much that you have people around you who are constantly upping their game, and it's raising the expectations are going higher. Because you think about at the beginning, you had these guys who were amazing reptile breeders, but this phenomenon that no one expected this would become, right, what it is. And then you have people who start to, get up, they start to do it on a different level. They start to do the combos at a different level. They start to do, we have shed testing. People who taking advantage of the new tools are just going to raise above the other people who say, I don't want to mess with that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And again, we may wish I wish it didn't change on us so much, right? Which we didn't. Shed testing is speeding things up, and wish I didn't have to keep all these records. I wish the internet didn't exist, and I wish we all lived on the ocean with electricity. It'd probably be pretty wonderful. But we're in the modern age, baby, and you got to move. You got to move with the times and keep growing, right? Just for differentiation alone, you want to be the guy who's doing it at the top level.
Would you guys still recommend anyone be on YouTube if they're coming into the game new? Like, do you think YouTube's important?
I think any social media is important.
Yeah.
I think it's cool, man. You never know. They might have that video that, just, pops off, goes viral, or, people gravitate more to that person than the other person or that person. And for that one person that brings in 5, 10, 15, 20 people, it's just overall good. It's free advertisement.
You did a really good job, Miguel, growing like your platforms. I feel like a lot of people are either good at one or the other. You did a really good job at growing your YouTube and your Instagram. What are some tips with that? Because we're talking two different communities.
Well,
You know what I mean?
I I think I grew it honestly, kind of in the wrong way. I really do. Because if I go back, I used to try to go for a lot of clickbait stuff, right? I would do a lot of clickbaity stuff, which again, at the time, it was cool, it was good and stuff like that. But if I could take half of my following and cut everything in half, and if I would have started more like again, but then again, this is me talking, like if I would have known the future. Because now. I do more about like, more business side of things, more of like what I do and stuff like that. But if I wouldn't have done it the way I did, I wouldn't have gone where I'm at. So, uh, yeah,
Wait,
a little
wait,
mixed
wait,
up,
wait, wait. So you'd give up your plaque if you had to right now?
You know what? Yeah, I think I would. I
want,
have two of
I just
them.
want the plaque, man.
I want
Yeah,
that
I have
plaque.
two
So bad.
I
plaques. I have the
want it so
Spanish and the English one. Look, you know what, man? I will tell you this though. I'd rather accept dollars than the
bad.
plaque. I'll tell you that much right
Okay.
now, dude.
True.
I'll tell you that with no problem. There's people that I know that have no plaques, and you look at their monthly income in the snake industry, and it's like, I will give you both of these plaques, dude. Let's trade.
Can we take
So,
a?
but
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no, but again, the whole social media thing again, everything started just as fun with my daughter and the whole family. I fell in love with it. I started doing these things. I wanted to be this influencer and stuff like that. And I remember this is what kind of changed my whole perspective, on being an influencer or being a ball python breeder. This was about like 6 years ago. No, 5 years ago. We're going into our eighth year. So this was 2000. Damn, that's a long ass time. It
It
was
is a long.
5 years ago. I remember, man, big damn, rest in peace, Brian Barczyk. Brian Barczyk was one of the hardest working people I've ever met. Till this day, I still don't think I don't know anyone that works as hard as that guy, dude. That
I
guy is
agree.
just, he was a machine, man.
Tank.
And I remember, and this is towards the time when Justin was leveling up his business. He was getting out of, like, what was it, JK Reptiles, Justin Kabelka Reptiles, and he was going to like the
Remember
Canova thing,
all
right?
that.
So I remember working so much on my social media, and I hope this doesn't sound bad, but I'm gonna be honest. This is what really like changed my whole perspective on things, right? So, I would see how hard John, not that I'm saying that Justin doesn't work hard, but I would see like all the work that Brian would do, and Brian just had that, he was such a great character. He was just an amazing person, and to film every day, and he would do all these views and all this network, and it was just crazy. And I'm like, hey man, like because we always talked finances, I don't know if you guys have friends, but we always talk finance. How'd you do this and that? And I was like, man, that's, dude, he'd make a lot of money. And I talked to Justin. I was like, holy shit. I was like, if I could have one person's life, I would choose Justin's, where he's not really out there doing certain things. And that's what made me change my whole clickbait stuff. I let all the clickbait stuff go. I wanted to be more of a business-minded person as far as ball python. And that's why I have these like ups and downs and, different, versions of the whole social media thing.
I mean, I don't know how I don't know how you be respected reptile breeder and have a customer base on top of being Mr. Sensational. I'm getting bit by snakes and watch me be fucking this, this
Yeah.
like you can't do both. Like I mean, we all talk.
So
Go ahead.
So check this out. That's funny that you say that because in 2000 when COVID would actually hit, right, and I was transitioning kind of like my, because I still love seeing like when I had these viral videos on YouTube, and it paid well, it was paid really good, but I remember I would get these comments like, dude, are you here just for views, or are you really a ball python breeder? Are you this for this? So I'm just like, damn, dude, and people didn't really take me serious because when I'm showing this cool clutch that I paid a lot of money for, people are like, oh, this guy just has money, just or what was the two main things that I was known for? Either my dad gave me a lot of money, but he didn't give my other brothers and sisters money. It was just me. Or the second was that I was a big drug dealer,
Yeah,
that I was just like all this stuff, right? So those are the two things, right? So when I started doing those things, I was kind of like, man, I would never give really that much respect. And then when I toned everything down, it was kind of hard because when you're used to getting all these views and seeing them just tank, it was kind of like, oh, dude. But then my sales were going a lot higher.
Yeah.
Now the views would never ever compare to what I had made that month from selling snakes. Regardless, I could have had 3 viral videos, it wouldn't have compared to the 3,000 views or 5,000 views on more of the regular ball python stuff, but the sales. It was just, to me, it wasn't just,
Well,
you couldn't
because
compare it.
I mean, you had a product that outweighed
Yeah.
way more than fucking being sensational Miguel on the YouTube. You know what I mean? But some people don't have the product, so all they have is YouTube. So when
Yeah.
all you have is YouTube, it could get desperate, bro. And I'm glad you didn't partake in the desperate stuff. You almost did, in a sense. Like
Oh,
you had a
dude.
couple
Oh, I
face
did.
collaborations.
I did.
Let me drink on that one.
You know who I think has a really good YouTube channel? Like, I really do is I can't really pronounce her. It's probably my accent 'cause I'm Mexican. Is Leviathan? I
Oh, yeah,
think they have one of the best channels as far as like, like
putting stuff
information
out.
wise, the way they talk. I think it's really, really good. And the way, again, this is something that I kind of wish I would have started like that in the beginning, but it's so dumb to say that because I already went through that. So it's just me going back. It's just like going back to the future, knowing the stuff like that. But I think they have a really, really great channel, and
still
it's
really, really
it's a right way about it. Yeah, it's good for the hobby. It's good for the industry.
Their production skills are like top tier. And I talked to Steven about it. I was like, dude, I always want to do a documentary, and I think I found the guy who I'm gonna hire to do one because, dude, his skills, man, that guy knows what he's doing, bro. He's
The way his posture, the way he talks, the way he edits and stuff is just kind of like the way I think it should be done. I think it's an amazing. What they're doing is awesome. Big shout out to them, by the way. Did I pronounce your name right?
Yeah, Leviathan.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Steven and Courtney. That's
Steve and Courtney,
Yeah.
great people. Yeah, he. What I love about that is that they have filled a very specific niche that nobody was doing. Like where you go in and you speak to people who are trying to learn about how to do this as a business. And some of the topics they cover it really well, but they're hard to cover topics.
Dude,
Very nuanced.
so good, man.
He puts into plain language, and like he's a service to all of us by helping people learn how to do this, what to do, and who knows who they buy from.
And I will say Steven has a warm, welcoming appearance. Like he doesn't he's not intimidating. Which, no offense, Steven. You see,
I don't get that.
Steven's such a nice guy. I've got to meet both of them in person, and Steven's just a really nice guy.
Yeah.
So
No, but there's so much room to grow in the whole social media things, man. There's so much room, man. And I think right now is just trying different little things. Like I said, like Leviathan, like them. I think what they're doing, their niche is just phenomenal. It's so good. But again, back to the social media thing, it's free advertisement, man. For the 5, 10, 15, 20 people you bring in, those are your fans, and they're gonna start something. They'll bring another 15, 20, 30, and that's the way things grow. Remember, back in the day, man, we paid for advertisement. Now we just have to work for advertisement.
Which is crazy to think, right? And mind you, like this is hard shit that we're talking about, but it's hard for a reason. Because if you could get it down, like Miguel, the rewards is like if you could build a true community with your social media platforms, bro, that's how you establish a customer base.
Yeah.
People buy from who they trust and who they know. Not, just because some random name, even if the name is Canova or something, if they've met somebody at their local show, stood across from them, shook their hand, that's a connection that's way beyond seeing a name or hearing somebody as a good breeder, and social media allows you to virtually connect, right? To make a moment with the viewer, whether you know it or not. But Miguel, let's give you kudos again. Like you're the one person, we get a lot of people who say, oh, should I start a YouTube channel? Should I push the social media? And I always say, maybe if that's you, it has to be genuine, right?
Yeah.
It has to be genuine. If you're going out there, I always felt like, I have a channel now that's doing well, but that was not my skill set. I just happened to get in really early.
Right.
I always knew the key for me was I'd have to make a great product. I'd have to make an insane snake because my personality was not going to sell them. It had to be the snakes. But Miguel, you're the person, and I always say like you're the
with the crappy snake.
You're the case study of somebody who started and wasn't making the crazy snakes, but you built the social media before you built the product. You're the only person I know who's done that. Yeah. but what that allowed you to do is it allowed you to iterate and to move and to upgrade and to operate in a way that most people kind of feel like, I don't know. I'm not quite to the point where people are knocking down my door for these snakes, and I don't know how to get in front of them. But you were there in front of them from the very beginning, and you just leveraged who you are, naturally. I like that's what everybody's.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that, brother.
We can't take away that Miguel, even though he doesn't anymore, but Miguel put himself out there, man. Like, he went to every NARBC. He put his face to a lot of like, which I think is important, no, Miguel? Like, especially if you're new into this, but you have serious stuff and you want people to know, you almost have to go and travel and get face to face with these people, right?
So now, again, like I was saying, like what switched my mind into like, just leveling up my business and myself is, again, I already have everything scheduled going back to every show again because again, man, when I see these people just outwork me, it bothers me so much. I'm just like, why? Like I need to, like what's stopping me? Like there's really nothing stopping me. It's like maybe some people I don't want to run into because I don't know how, like, if that's a whole different subject, but yeah.
I mean, I gotta tell
I'll
you,
definitely be seeing you guys definitely at some I'll definitely see you guys at Pomona.
I've been to at least 2 Tinleys where I got to take your badge because people thought I was you for some reason, and I was like, dude. But no, I mean, I feel like it connects everything together, right? Because you do build a lot of relationships via social media, but like you don't take it to the next level till you actually meet. I feel like when you meet to the, like, think about when you first met Justin and flew to his place and vice versa. Like when you have that kind of connection, like that's what solidifies what you're doing in this. I feel like.
Yep. It really does. It really does. And it was a big eye opener for me this year. And like I said, this next coming year, man, it's going to be at a whole different level. I'm pretty much taking everything back, like, for 4 or 5 years ago.
Because I mean, how else do you guys suggest someone to grow in this game as in right now? You're coming in new. How do you grow other than being patient and collecting really cool ball python stuff? In the meantime, how do you grow into this?
Well, there's 2 ways. What I've seen this year is obviously you have the social media base of things, the networking, different shows here and there. And then, like again, what I saw this year is some people that just, invested really right in some projects and dude, they're just freaking killing it, man, with some of the stuff that they made that people don't even know about. But you go to the show and you talk to them and stuff like that, then you'll know who they are. And it's just pretty amazing, the different ways of going about it that I've seen personally with my eyes this year.
What do you got to say to that, Justin?
Yeah, I learned from my customers, and Patreon members and everything, because I would love to say I have, I could tell them, or I could do it again right now. But the reality is I got in at a time when, I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy because most people are gone. Those people are gone now, but it was definitely different. And what I'm learning from watching the successful people, some people like me also that are absolutely killing it out there, is they were just extremely passionate. They were very patient, and they're not afraid to just put themselves out there and be just genuine in the market, right? Some of these guys, they're posting every day. They're pressing the flesh. They're working harder than Miguel or me, at times. And like, these people really want it, and they have the product to back it up. They've made some insanely great snakes, and they're not afraid to show. A lot of people are nervous about seeming to come across as green. Like they don't want to be seen as a newbie or whatever. Like, newbie is awesome. I
think it's a plus to be a newbie right now.
It is.
Yeah.
Leverage all the other newbies, you can be one of them. You can be the leader of the newbies. Hey, I know you guys. Look at what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm like you. I'm like 1 year ahead. Look what I'm doing. Look how I'm learning.
New segment. New segment. Leader of the newbies coming soon.
Dude, that would be amazing. No, but I think being a new person right now is a plus. I really, really do, man. I mean, there's so much people. Like, dude, here's a good example. What's it called? Jordan and Grant, Cyclone Pythons. Dude, they are freaking amazing. Not only do they have the personality, it's like a dad and son.
Who'd you say? I'm sorry, who?
Grant and Jordan from Cyclone Pythons. Have you met them? Do you know about them?
No.
Oh my God, bro. You have to get them on here. You have to.
How do you spell their name?
It's Grant. Oh, their reptile thing is Cycle, but they spell it with the SYCLONE.
Cyclone.
Cyclone.
I've never even heard of them.
United Kingdom.
Yeah,
they're from the UK.
Yeah, if you got these guys on here, you would trip out, dude. They are literally it's a father and son duo, dude. They are killing it, man.
Dude, the guy,
To me, like I think they should start a YouTube channel, start from the early process, and then just who's another person that should have started a YouTube channel is freaking Juan from Windy City. But you
oh
just had
yeah,
him,
yeah, Windy City
dude.
Morph.
That guy is freaking killing it, dude. Every
Yeah,
time he posts something, I'm just like, bro, it was just a couple of freaking days ago, or like a year ago or two, where I met you at Justin's, and like, dude, you're hatching some crazy stuff that I haven't even hatched.
he was the
That
one.
guy is killing it.
He was the one I was talking about. Who's like you inspired him because he's recently going through that era.
Oh, him and I had
Career.
him and I had a great conversation about that.
You know what I mean?
And it sucks. He's where I was at 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and I was kind of telling him, man, I gave him this, I told him exactly what I did, in that situation. And I hope he does, because at the end of the day, man, it's not going to benefit him anymore getting across and being in around that little circle, man, because obviously what he's doing is freaking amazing,
I mean,
man.
when you have what he has, all you gotta do is post, man. You post, that's it.
Yeah.
Because you kill him with that. That thing, you kill
Bro,
him with content. That's it.
if you look at his last like 15 posts, kills my last 15 posts, bro.
I'm looking at
Like
it right
he
now.
is
Insane.
killing it, dude.
It's
Like and another person that needs to post more is freaking is Prague Morse from freaking Devin.
yeah.
That's
What's
another freaking guy that's freaking killing it, man.
what's his wife's name again? Remind me of his wife's name.
Teresa. Don't call
yes.
it Teresa. It's Teresa.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Teresa. Yeah, shout out to Devin and Teresa. But Prague, man, dude, that's probably my favorite European breeder right now.
So Prague, Devin, dude, I would put him top 5 right now.
He's fucking killing it, man.
Yeah.
But
he is fucking killing it.
I want to go back to Japan though. Okay, what are your guys' thoughts on the Japan market? Like, where do you feel like this is really headed? Because I can't stop drooling over some of these guys' like setups, and like it looks like the Louis Vuitton store when you go, like it's just nuts, bro. I mean, I'm curious, like, where are we looking at growth with the Japan market from what you've seen, both of you guys?
Let me get in that real quick. So I totally missed out 2 years ago because I don't know how to reply to DMs all over my Instagram. So I have nothing to say about that because I am kicking myself in the rear for that. Again, not having Morph Market, not having Clutch, not answering all these DMs that I have. So Justin, please tell me how it's going, because what I know, and I missed out on a lot, it's amazing.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, all my customers said that they became my customers because Miguel wouldn't reply to them. So it's perfect.
Great.
No, Japan might be the future, honestly, of our industry over here. That's a big statement, but they are. I love was when it kind of breaks out again in a new country, they rethink things in a way from scratch, right? Because they have not burdened by what has been here in our own economy, right? Here we have in the United States. So they're thinking more artistically. They're thinking more like these animals are something to be inspired at, and like they're digging into the details in a way that we aren't. So much of what we have is this production mentality. Oh, we're going to make a bunch of those and a bunch of these, and they're thinking like, what can we make that's just absolutely beautiful? This is going to be a highlight animal for anybody. This is going to take it to the next level, and they're just. I don't know. I'm very jealous of the fact that they're building their market with that mindset, where I feel like I'm trying to take our market there, dragging it a little bit.
Yeah, one thing I've seen on that too, man, the way they have their stores now too, it is freaking unreal, dude. It's like it's gonna get to the point where you go over there, you're talking about high dollar, snakes. You just walk in. It's like a new shoe store. When shoes were going so crazy, right? That's the way Japan's going with snakes. And luckily now I've reached out to everybody, and I'm supposed to go out there in like January. Again, dude, I kicked myself in the rear, man. Don't get comfortable, guys. Let me tell you right now, do not get comfortable.
I mean, because at the end of the day, like opportunity is everything, right? And we, this is all about the stars aligning at the right time. So I already know opportunity is always knocking on your door, Miguel. But you're right. You don't want to keep sleeping on it. I'll tell you that much.
Dude, you can't, man. And it honestly, it bothers me to even say that, because I'm not like a lazy person. I've always worked hard all my life, but I have to admit it, man. I got too comfortable. I really, really did.
Do you have ADD, Miguel?
Hmm?
Are you ADD?
Yeah. Oh, big time, dude.
right, yeah.
massively, dude. Like
Same
I
here.
could even, yeah, it's horrible, you know. But I still can't use that.
Justin can't compute. He can't relate to any of what we have, unfortunately. You guys fucking
Yeah.
The opposite of ADD, I'm sure. Something.
No, but I hear you. But dude, here's the thing. One thing I do know, and I not only have one kid, Justin. Thank you. We all know Justin has a lot more than one kid, but
Like
dude,
32.
but guys, when you have a family and something you're very passionate about, the days just go by like this. Like I feel like the days, bro, I blink and they're gone now. Like
Man,
it's hard. It's hard to remind yourself to do shit when the check boxes that we have to do in this game is so long. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things we have to cover to make sure we're doing everything right. And it's okay if we're not always doing everything right, but we got to fill the holes when we can, right?
dude, I thought I was doing everything right 3, 5 years ago. Nowhere near where I thought where I had everything right, you know? Every year is getting different. Every year these kids are growing. You know, my biggest motivation were my kids. You know, now I have Aubrey driving. I have Ace getting to a level of sports that I could only dream of as a freaking father. And
So awesome.
I thought I would be so perfect where I would be. And it's like, no, that's what it's telling me. I need to work a lot harder, man, because it's sports is, dude, especially at that level, is not cheap, man. And
No.
again, it's a blessing because it's motivation that I needed. Everything came, like you said, all the stars aligned, the Europe trip, the kids, my laziness, just all came together, and it really gave me a spark to, you know,
Dude, I love the fact that you brought your kids on the trip, though, because I think that's,
awesome.
I wouldn't say it's missing in this industry. There's a lot of really awesome families who make it a thing. But, bringing the kids along is just a wonderful way of instilling, the culture of work and hustle and everything with your kids. And your kids are super, super cool. I really.
Yeah. So the whole bringing the whole family along, for everyone that doesn't know. So even though I travel like every month, I'm gone somewhere. I have anxiety passing like over 5 hours, right? Even if I drink or if I take an Ativan, whatever, I get anxiety because I get homesick from my wife and kids. They're like my number one, like my number one priority. So when I knew I was going to be on a 10, 12-hour flight, I was like, dang, they were supposed to go with Justin. And I was just like, dude, I don't know if I could just, like, what if I get a little bit of anxiety, this, that. So I made it a rule. If I have a flight or anywhere I have to go that's over 7, 8 hours, the whole family's coming with me. It's something that I don't get to experience alone. They'll get to experience it with me. And it's just overall, just, I would enjoy myself a lot better just having them with me. I have a great time hanging out with my wife and kids. To me, it's like, it's fun. I mean, you saw that, Justin. I mean, dude, I was having a good time with Archer. How is Archer doing anyways?
Archer's cool, dude.
He's an awesome kid.
Dude, I had a lot of fun with him, man.
Yeah.
He's growing too. How tall is Archer now?
5'8", 5'9". I would say, Archer is, my second child. Grayer's the tall one. He's 6'4".
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
He passed you, right?
Oh yeah, he blew past me. He's size 14 shoe, and
oh my gosh,
did Ace pass you in height too, Miguel?
Yeah, but I'm short though, dude. I'm only like,
but that's
5'8",
still
5'9". Yeah, Ace is
I want my kid to pass me in height for sure. Right?
Yeah, and that's lucky to Tina's genes because her dad's 6'2", her brother's 6'3". They're all in the sixes, right? Tina's the shortest one. But Ace is a little taller than me now. He's only 14 too. So hopefully he gets like 6 feet, like 6'1". He'll be the tallest, Garcia in our whole family. So he'll break a record. No Garcia has seen 6 feet. So...
All right, listen, I got to get back to ball python talk real quick.
Yes.
Puzzle's been a big talk this year, okay? Where's Puzzle at in both your guys' collection? Where do you guys feel about Puzzle right now?
So Puzzle for me was the number one selling morph for me this season. And right now, even in Mexico, it's probably like the most like sought after, gene right now. I love Puzzle. I definitely put it like top 5 for my end. It's doing really, really good. The way I'm working with it, obviously, is Hypo DG Puzzle, and hopefully this season we'll be able to get that in Puzzle and Sunset as well, with a couple of other recessives, which if the odds permit it.
So Hypo DG Puzzle Sunset, you're looking to hit?
No, something a little different.
Why are you laughing? Am I missing the inside joke? What's going on?
I don't know. Well, I mean, we have a couple of clutches brewing, and hopefully, we can hit some like I don't know, some hypo DG puzzle sunsets, hopefully.
Damn. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And what do you have to say, Justin, your puzzle game?
I'm behind that. I'll tell you that, man. I get a lot of requests for puzzle, and it's really hot right now. It's really hot, and I am trying to respond to that, but I'm like 3 years from catching up to Miguel or Will.
Yeah, right.
Some of these other
Dude,
guys.
Justin said the same. Dude, Justin,
He-
I'm
he
gonna call you out on something. I'm gonna tell you
He's
something about
capping,
Justin.
huh? He's capping.
Yeah,
into you,
he is. This is what I like. I love you, Justin. You know I do, man. But every time, just like, oh man, you're way ahead of me on that,
Bullshit.
dude. Next year, he'll end up hitting it with like 13 freaking codoms in it, and then like had something else. It's like, well, I just shed tested and it proved out. All right, Justin. Justin just won't talk about things until it's like right there.
This is
Which I
Justin.
think is cool.
Honestly, I probably forget. I forget.
He's not texting me right now. Why are you calling me out right now? No, I'm just
Yeah,
like,
no, it's not malicious.
Shut up, Miguel.
The thing is that I always discount my odds. We also have quad het, hypo DG, sunset, BPI Xanthix.
oh yeah.
And not cooking, but growing up, and when I bring those quads together, maybe we'll hit something great. But I just feel like we'll probably miss for a few years. Maybe not. We'll see.
But that's what makes the whole industry better, because when I was in Mexico, I had this I had to go up on stage and like talk to people, and I had all these questions. And a lot of people the last 3 years were very afraid of, like saying, well, why am I going to invest into the snake industry if Justin already has a quad visual,
Right.
if he has this or that. And I give them a great explanation about this that I saw, and it's like, so I answered the guy back. I'm like, all right, so he has a quad, right? How much other people have that? He's like, oh, he's the only one. I'm like, okay, so how much people do you know that has a triple this? And he goes, oh, one or two. And I'm like, if you go on the Morph market, how much triple visual combos are you seeing up for sale? They couldn't find them. So what I was trying to people is like, with the odd games, even though Justin has a quad, right? He could put it to this, put it to that, and get double visual. It's going to be double hit. By the time he gets and makes all these combos that people think he probably has millions of them in the snake, right? He would have to be the luckiest person in the world.
Yeah.
And I give another great example that there were some people in Mexico that bought these double hets, and they were like full of codoms. Dude, that's how the hypo hurricane clowns that I got, some other people have with combos that nobody in the States even has. I believe Hans had just barely made one. And I was giving them an example. Like, look, man, I did a clutch. I did a Sunset Clown to like 6 double hits. I got like 2 Sunset Clowns. Then I did my Sunset Clown to a Clown Head Sunset combo, and then a vice versa Sunset Clown. I think I hit like 3 of them. Dude, Mike Wilbanks hit what's it called? 3 Sunset Clowns off a double on double. You just never know where they're gonna go, dude. I tell people all the time, dude, grab as much quads as you could get, triples with codoms, raise them up to when they're like, big, and then grab yourself a powerhouse male. And I guarantee you're gonna be at that top where Justin or myself or other people are. I've already seen it. Until this day, you won't even find them on Morph Market. Just people get so like, oh, well, he has one. I'm not going to catch up to him. Do you think that male's really going to, get like 30, 40 females? No, because I wish that happened with my Sunset Desert Ghost. Guess what? He only got 5. And I'm still have to go against the odds. It's impossible. There's more time now to catch up to the game if you think catching up, to like someone that has a quad or a triple recessive, more now than it is ever.
Yeah, but don't you feel like it's almost worth like going a head-to-head route if it's gonna take you longer to get a visual to het? Like, I don't know why people are still scared to buy hets right now.
Dude, man, if I showed you my holdback rack, dude, everything's het. Everything's het, dude.
Yeah,
I've gotten luckier off of hets than a visual to het.
Me too.
Seems that way sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the visuals will miss, and then you won double head, and it's like that's the one that gets 3 of them. Like, how
yeah, dude.
you need chances. You don't play. You can't win games you don't play.
I made my hypo DG puzzles off of a visual double head to triple hits, and then when he went to the visual hypo double hits, got 0, and that was 2 clutches.
Yeah.
So Mark Bailey hit an Exantic DG Clown off a triple het for the second time this year.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dude, it's
What the hell? You know what I mean? And okay, guys, how are you guys working pastel in your collection right now? Okay, are you afraid of pastel?
nah. I'm in. Let me get into this,
Let's do it,
Justin.
Justin.
So, dude, you know what? I was getting rid of a lot of pastel stuff, but I realized that pastel works really good with a lot of things, man.
Dude, it does.
One, it's definitely needed in some puzzle stuff. I'll tell you right now, it's definitely needed. I could do comparisons. You guys would be like, okay, I agree. Zebra is not going to work out without puzzle. You need pastel in zebra combos and things like that.
Wow,
And yeah, I have pastel now. I have a lot of holdbacks that have pastel on them.
dude, what do you have to say to that, Justin?
Hate pastel. No.
Oh, jeez.
No, you know what? The problem was that pastel was just like in 90% of everybody's collection was 90% pastel. And it got to be too much to where it's like, I just can't hit it without it. And so then everybody way overreacts, right? What you want is pastel in your collection with the same percentages that you'd want any other codon, which just means you have lots of opportunities to mix it into the places where it really works well. Like Miguel said, all those combos are amazing with pastel. We have plenty of pastels. We probably have the same number of pastels in our collection now that we have as chocolates, same number of pastels as we have as hurricane or any other combo. The problem was it just got first. Can you imagine if we had started with Orange Dream and we just discovered the pastel?
It'd be
You
different.
know how hot we would be with
Damn.
pastel right now? We would be crazy
Yeah.
about it. Just crazy. Get rid of all these Orange Dream. Who wants orange snakes? We can make yellow snakes.
Yeah.
But it happened the opposite way, right? It's the order that the universe decided. So they're great. They're great in what they work with.
And you know, Miguel, you said this a long time ago, but you buy cool shit, you breed cool shit, and you sell cool shit. Don't you feel like the quality of the morph you're buying matters with a lot of stuff that you invest in? Like, I feel like there's different levels of quality with some of these people's projects from what I'm seeing.
Yes, and I still stand behind that, man. I mean, when I was getting all the hate, man, it's like all I wanted to do was just, get cool shit, breed cool shit, make cool shit. I mean, if you just use those three, dude, and trust me, again, back to these people that I met around, that were just outdoing me. What'd they do? No one knows who they are.
Yeah.
They bought cool shit, they made cool shit, and they sold cool shit. And they outsold the big dog, which I was like, damn. No, you tell. I was like this. I was gonna be like, look, bro, I'll give you this, and I'll give you my other one for that. It's
Oh my
it's
God.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy the way the market is right now. I think I love where it's at right now, to be honest. All over the world. I think it's really, really cool, man. And I think we're all blessed to be a part of this industry. And I think now things are getting a lot better than they ever have.
I mean, definitely exciting time, wouldn't you guys say?
Hmm.
Oh, I think we're in the edge of something great. I really think so. And I couldn't have said that during COVID. It was hot, but I knew it couldn't last. This feels like we're on to something
It
great.
was hot and easy. Very, very
Yeah.
easy,
And
man.
now people are incentivized to dig in deep and really grow and make the changes for their business. They say, when things are slow, that's when you work on your business, you work on the fundamentals, you grow it up so that the next spike, you're there to take advantage of it. You're there to operate every day and much more efficiently. So
Yep.
you don't have time to do that when it's crazy hot. You don't have time to go through and work on your business when you're just selling things so quickly and you can't keep up. Now's the time.
What's the nicest way you guys tell your customers? Because I know there's, I get it. A lot of people spend money with you guys, but this is something that you got to figure out what you want to do on your own, right? Like, you got to have your own taste. But I feel like some people drop money with certain breeders and they expect to get the next move from them. Like, okay, tell me what I should put to it, right? But how do you guys in a nice way explain to somebody who spent quite a bit of money with you that I can't keep telling you what to produce to this snake? You need to go figure it out. How do you guys bridge that?
So, from my experience, in different projects when I bought stuff from certain people, you know, and I see it still happen to this day, is, there's, okay, I'll give you an example. When I bought a certain snake from a certain someone, they were kind of guiding me and telling me how to go about it. But At that time, I was kind of I was already a little like, I kind of knew how the things were going. My thing was, it's like, well, if I go around that method that you're telling me, I'm only going to be chasing you, and you're obviously going to control the market or control that project. And the way I saw things, like, well, what if I go and outside the box and do things a certain way, and and do my things my way? And even though they were very, very bothered about it, it definitely worked out on my end. So back to what you were saying is that a lot of people do buy certain stuff from a lot of people, and they tend to like stick with that one person sometimes. They try to follow their method and to really feel like, oh, they're going to mentor me and stuff like that. Some of these breeders are not really mentoring you like they think they are. And again, I'm
Oh,
not saying any specific names at all whatsoever. I'm just telling you from my experience. I went there. I've been there. And you think that they're guiding you and mentoring you is what they're guiding you and mentoring you under is to make their wallet a little bigger and stuff like that. And I tell you that from experience because it's happened to me. I've never chased anybody away from sales from other people. I've told them, hey man, that's a good project. I've sent people out to Justin. I've sent people to other people. It's just I always tell people don't get too comfortable with just that one breeder. If you feel comfortable, then go right ahead. But if you stick with that one person, you're only going to be behind that one person. Look around, man. Do your thing. Grab a little bit of him. Grab a little bit of him. Grab a little bit of this guy and find your own way of doing things. And if it works, well, then you're doing the right thing.
yeah. And I feel like one thing you guys don't do is like tell people who they should and shouldn't buy from.
Never,
And
never.
I think there are people who like use that as a tactic, unfortunately.
Oh
And I feel
yeah,
like, that
100%.
that should be the number one red flag for anyone out there who's inquiring, or if you're buying snakes from someone and they keep bringing up other breeders. I think that's a clear
But
sign.
but Andrew, you probably know this better than anybody, man. You know how it is. Like some people sometimes want that because they have that comfort. They're like, oh, well, if he's telling me this and he's already a well-known guy, he's going to take care of me. And sometimes comfort of word of mouth of just that talk could
Bad.
just get them so complacent. I know so much people that have bought from this person, that person, like, that guy fucking screwed me, this and that. So, well, what could you say? Oh, I told you so. It's a learning experience. And look, it happened to me 3 times. I got screwed. And
Yeah.
it's a learning process.
But that's something
Luckily now,
you learn though, like, right? Like I feel like you could hear all the stories from everybody, right? But you have to take your own judgment on
oh
it, right?
yeah,
And I
yep,
think that's important. Like, I get it. People want to talk, but you have to fucking find out for yourself sometimes.
yeah. I couldn't get one person, hey, just buy for me, and I could promise you you're gonna make $1 million. It's impossible. I would be lying to you and screwing to you. I could tell you, hey man, I could get you a couple of projects, but you're gonna have to go elsewhere for that because other than that, you're just gonna have my stock, and trust me, there's a lot of people that have other stuff than I do that are making way cooler things than I do.
I mean, at the end of the day, like that next Canova or that next Miguel is out there right now, walking around,
Dude,
probably.
yeah,
You
big
know,
time, big time.
I've heard I'm friends with breeders who've been doing this 30, 40 years. And man, I hear stories of people who remember Justin walking around tables with glasses on, bifocals. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
a tucked in t-shirt. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Yeah, legend.
Videos.
And I will say one of the things I do admire though, Justin, are your older YouTube videos, because like you're such a whole different person now. But I commend you because like I knew it was tough for you to get in front of the camera, and I know it wasn't easy, but you did it.
Yeah.
I remember his rodent when he was building the rodent rack inside in the front yard and stuff like that too. I even show you with the little rat just like chucking. Yes, that was the viral video though.
I was getting destroyed by the rat lovers on YouTube.
But that's kind of going back to what Miguel was saying. Like you kind of have to do stuff that isn't always comfortable, right? And I feel like that you have a lot to owe to that, Justin. That you've put yourself out there in times where you felt very uncomfortable. You
got to be you. You got to be you, and you got to love it. You got to really love it enough that you're willing to get out of your comfort zone. A lot of people will say, what are my chances, Justin, of, becoming a millionaire in ball pythons? I was like, oh man, it's like, I don't know, probably the same chances of, becoming a millionaire in the NFL, probably pretty similar, honestly. And how many NFL players do you know don't actually like football? They just wanted to make millions of dollars.
Right?
they had to go through the peewee and the, you know, and Miguel knows.
Yeah.
You had to go through all these in the
yeah.
workout. You'd be working out. You got to fight through injuries. You're going to have to like be benched, and you're going to have to
Go
through
with the
this-
level of competition that
And they're
gets.
not doing
you
it
know,
for the money
yeah.
they might make someday. They're doing it because of the love of the game, and only the ones who love the game will make it, and only a percentage of those too.
Well, I look at it like this. Like, let's say something were to go down and I'm not allowed to sell anything anymore. I could walk into this room and still be happy that I have what I have. And I feel like that's what's important, guys. Like, because we don't know what the future is going to hold. I'm not trying to be Mr. fucking, oh, let's be scared, but let's be real. Like, you have to be loving with what you're keeping. These are living things first and foremost. And this whole making money off animals, like, dude, this could be gone like this. Like, and I hate to say it, but it's the reality of things. And you should really be passionate about what you're keeping. And I don't know. I feel like if that was the thing that majority of people did, we'd probably still see more people in this hobby. But you all know this is the norm of things. People do not always come in with the right state of mind, and they're influenced by other things. And those people just don't last. They come and they go. They come and they go. So
a lot of people have manic personalities, and they get into a hobby, they get into another hobby, they get into another hobby. Unfortunately, these are animals, and they're not disposable like that, and I hate that.
One thing I've noticed, if you try to come in any business, not just the reptile industry, to come and make a quick buck, because see people do it, those people usually don't end up working out. And that's just in any business, you know. Like, I could go into something like, oh, he made money really quick, I should be able to do that and invest some money. Then I'm just like, I had no passion for it, so therefore, you know, I'm not going to work as hard as I am with something that I do love.
Well, Miguel,
and that's just in every trait.
I don't think anyone came into the game like you and backed it up, though, because I will tell you, like, there were other people who tried coming in and like flossing their shit, but they weren't here for the right reason, and they ended up fucking tanking really, really hard. Thing is, with you really love this shit. Like, you really have that fire with what you want to do, and it was different, you know.
I remember the first time I talked to Miguel. Hold on, I remember the first time I talked to you, Miguel. You're like, I effing love ball pythons. Justin, I effing love ball pythons. And I just want to do this. I want my wife and my kids to breed these ball pythons with me. And I'm like, okay. And I think you had like 3 of them at that point. And he's like, what can I do so that I can keep doing this for many years in the future like you do? I'm like, man, I don't know what to tell you, dude. And
that was at my gym. I called you when I was at my gym too, because
I still remember where I was
looking at some stuff.
I had that conversation. I'm like, this guy's different. He's different because you were so passionate, and like you wanted all these answers. And I'm like, I don't know if he's serious right now or not. Like, I
remember. It was, dude. It was a long time ago, man. And I remember, dude, when I first started, so much people, they were just like, oh, there's a new whale in the snake industry. It's like, oh, he's gonna fall off in a year or two. And I was like, yeah. I mean, I remember when I would buy stuff from Justin, people, dude, I would get so much messages from people like, oh, dude, like, clowns are done. I remember this. So my biggest investments and best investments for Justin was a pastel spot nose clown. Right. Wow. And everybody was like, why would you buy that? It cost me like $6,000, but it was a proven breeder already. And I remember I was getting so much shit just talked to me like, dude, like, it's a pastel, this and that. Then I was like the 4th person to ever make Batman, sold Batmans like crazy, dude. And I was like, oh wow, like, you know, I remember like that was the first, I was like, damn, this, you know, pastel $5 snake made me like $30,000 like in a couple of months. But obviously the next year. And then I remember I bought the Gotham. That's another one that people were like, and I still have that Gotham too. Like, dude, that's a 2 code down clown. Like, you can make that yourself. And I remember the person, but you know who I'm talking about, Justin. Actually, no, fuck that guy, Mike Friedman. Remember he told me, oh, you know, why would you buy that, you know, the double, that 2 code down clown, you know? And I was like, well, dude, there's none on MORPH market.
Yeah, in 3 years.
Yeah, so check this out, dude. That snake is something that I put my sunset to. That snake, and I still have it, you know, in my records. That snake alone that cost me $6,000 in 2019 had made me over $100,000. That snake alone throughout this whole time.
Bro, that's crazy.
A dumb
the value of the holdbacks you have in your room that came.
Way more. Yeah,
that's equity.
And all the holdbacks that I have from her is still there, you know. And I just made some really cool stuff from her. I still have her. That's the oldest snake I've had from when I first started ball pythons.
Yeah. If you hadn't bought it, you would have spent the next 3 years trying to make it,
Yeah.
And where
Dude,
would
I
you
would have
be
been
at?
behind. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
Hey, what did my buddy Emilio say on that episode about how
Dude,
you should be counting your holdback as value or like?
Emil, dude, that's who I thought was gonna be. I fucking love that guy, dude. No, I'm going back to 2018. Do you know? Because I watch the videos, I just never chime in sometimes, because I just want to watch stuff. I'm either doing something to put there. Dude, his level of thinking is very close to the way I think of
He's
stuff.
sharp,
And
dude.
I value and put my net worth alone just with my holdbacks. I always do. You should value them like that. I mean I do.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I was just like, dude, that guy's like dead on, man. I need to do what's it called, the podcast do when he's on there, man. I want to like talk to him and things like
Oh, he
that.
would love to talk to you on a
Yeah,
show.
he's a solid dude, man.
Yeah.
There's a
Awesome.
lot of people out there though. You say like, well, how much did you invest? How much did you reinvest this year? And they say, oh, I went and bought 4 new snakes. I spent 30 grand. I reinvest 30 grand of what I made. Like, oh, really? You didn't hold anything back? No, I have like 50 holdbacks. Like, yeah, that's reinvestment.
Yeah.
That's money. It's money you didn't go out and sell. You kept that money. You put that money back into your business. People don't look at it like assets. Like it's equity. You are growing a snowball of equity in your business.
Yeah. It's no longer a holdback rack. It's an investment rack. It's the way I see it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I have a whole rack that's an investment rack.
Are you guys still your guys' best customer? Like your own? Like did you say like you still to this day keep all the best shit you possibly can? And is that something you feel like is vital with breeding ball pythons?
So one thing that Justin told me about like 4 years ago when I started making this an actual business, and I always told him like, man, dude, when do you know like when to hold a snake back? And he goes, well, the way I look at things, if you don't make 2 of them, if you make a $15,000-$20,000 snake, keep it. And I was like, I don't know, those $15,000-$20,000 sound really good. But then in the long run, when I started thinking about it, I was like, man, no one really has that. No one has a snap. Dude, my holdback rack sometimes stresses me out because I know I could sell the hell out of it, but dude, it is hard. It is hard. But something that I still stick to this day, if you make something, if you don't make double, that's around, say right now, $10,000-$15,000. Oh, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it 100%.
Yeah. And you still think
1%? You gotta be a 1%er. You keep 1% of whatever you make. Ideally. And if it's a 1% snake, you keep it. Yeah, it's your
every
future.
year.
Future.
Yeah, every year right now is so the way I have my what's called where I have on my snake room, right? I have my hatchlings, and then on this side right here, I have the holdbacks that go on here. So every time these racks go to this rack, goes to this rack, to that rack, it cycles through all the way around and it comes back again. And I sell everything off, and it's just recycling the whole freaking time. But without the holdbacks, dude, it would be impossible. If I would have sold, dude, I'll tell you, here's a good example, dude. 2 years ago, I could have probably made the most money I've ever made in this industry, right? And I remember people would ask me, "Hey, just sell me this, just sell me that." And I remember one time I just calculated everything. I was like, "Holy hell, I'd be it. I'm the man." But then the next year, I'm like, "Oh shoot, I have to remake that again." And if I do sell that, now to make that money again, I don't have nothing for the future. I have to go back and buy stuff. So now if it's say it's 100%, then I have to use 100% of that money to about 60% just to get back the stuff that I got that I sold off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Most people don't look at it, just from an investment perspective. We don't make it all about investment, but you're deciding not to sell an animal. You are deciding to keep it. That's a reinvestment into your future. And again, we're all family men here. It's an investment into your kids' future, your family's future.
Yeah.
Which could really determine like how much you could continue to invest. But there is a time while you're building this where if you're not spending money, you're like you can't expect to go as far if you're not putting in what you should put in, right? And that's why there is levels to this because Miguel, like people laughed at you for dropping that 6K, but what did that 6K turn into? So,
dude, yeah.
But that's also, you got to understand, you got to have that mindset. And that mindset's not made for everybody, bro, first and foremost.
No. Well, it's like, it goes back to the thing. Don't get me wrong, man. It's hard to invest money. It really is, That would say like, but scared money doesn't make makes no money, right? And
Right.
it really is true. But again, man, it's sometimes people don't have the finances. People don't have this, but there's ways of going about it that, say if you don't have that money to make that 10,000, that to buy that $10 snake, dude, there's a $3,000 snake, $4,000 snake that in the long run could make you something equivalent to that with the right amount of females. So don't get,
Yeah.
scared away from things like that when you don't have the big money bags that some people have or things like that. Just look at it a different way. There's different routes for everybody. And trust me, I've seen it with my own eyes. It is amazing, man. It's really, really amazing.
You never know where this will take you either. I mean, I came into
Nope.
this shit broke as fuck. I
Yeah,
I
but
always
you
tell
worked your ass off. But you
them,
worked your ass off, and look where you're at now. And you've been through some, like, dude, some mountains of hate and some disasters that most people, 99% of people, call it quits after that. There's no way of coming back to that. But
yeah.
guess what? It takes a lot more to freaking, dig yourself out of that freaking hole and still continue going, man. And
Well,
that's, dude, that just shows the amounts of like of the person that you are, hardworking guy. You ain't gonna keep me down, even though sometimes I've fucked myself in so many ways, and I've
oh,
got myself out of these holes. It's like that's what separates us from other people.
I would say a huge help of me getting out of the holes is you guys picking up the phone when I called you. So thank you. Appreciate
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah, I remember those, dude. I was just like, damn, Justin, this was screwed us so big time. This time, what do we do? What do we do?
Should we start our own podcast? This is going
it. All right, listen. I got a wrap up topic for you, Miguel, and then,
Yeah.
and then I'll let you have a wrap up question for Miguel too, Justin, if you want to get one ready. But
Yeah.
all right, for anyone out there, Miguel, who's concerned right now, maybe they haven't even gotten to the level of breeding, but they got investments, they got freedom breeder racks, they
Yeah.
got but they're just not comfortable right now. Like they don't know, they're scared to breed. What do you say to anyone out there who's worried right now about the market?
Well, fear is always a good thing, right? I mean, if you didn't have that fear, you'd be going through everything like crazy, man. Everybody would be a freaking boxer, everybody a fighter, but doing motocross. Dude, fear is an amazing thing to have, man.
Real.
The best thing to do, man, just get yourself to a point where you're comfortable, to do what the things that you want to do with ball python. If it's social media, if it's putting yourself out there, if it's going to these shows and networking, get yourself to a comfortable zone, and then just let it rip, man. That's the best thing I could tell you, because when I started this and I had a fear of social media, or I had a fear of, putting myself out there, where I bought the snake, because you get so much like just shit talked to, dude, at the end of the day, man, it doesn't freaking matter. They're going to talk shit regardless. Get yourself in that zone and just let it rip, dude. That's what I tell my kids, man, all the time. Let that shit rip.
Because dude, here's another thing, Miguel. Like you're a nice guy, bro. The thing is, like, I remember there's times where I'm like, dude, fucking rip this guy, Miguel. But you're
Yeah.
so nice, where they still talk shit. Like even when you're nice,
Yeah.
you're not going after anyone, they still talk shit. So
Yeah.
get yourself in that zone. I feel like that's very important.
It's the best thing. I tell my kids all the time, man. At the end of the day, dude, it doesn't matter what anybody's gonna say or anybody's gonna think, dude. Don't let them, like to just get yourself in the zone. And I would say, I love it. Let it rip. Just let
Yeah.
it fucking rip, dude. At the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter who else is anything. My motivation was my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
And dude, and I'm here now because of that.
Yeah. Awesome. And what do you have to say real quick, Justin, to anyone out there who's like unsure, a little scared, all that stuff?
Yeah, well, man, it's in you. That's all you can do is if you love this, if you love what you're doing, the passion, there's a unique spark within you that you bring to this business. And let it rip, right? Let it go,
Yeah.
let it come out, whether it be on social media, whether it be in your inspiration with the pairings. If there's something to keep it up in your night, if there's something you're dreaming about, make that dream a reality. And again, you got to do it for the love of the game, because only winners love the game, right? And only people who love the game win. So it's this wonderful cycle. And yeah, let's participate in the next big ball python boom.
Yeah.
I want everybody there for it.
That might be the one-liner of the episode. Let it rip.
It is. I love it, dude. It's something that I've been telling, like, dude, my kids. And one thing, let me tell you guys something from my experience, man. I started this in 2017 in February.
Mhm.
I started with the whole, social media thing. And let me tell you right now, from 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 23, 24, I was told that the market was crashing. The market was just donezo, and it's been done since I've started. And let me tell you, the only time it's ever been done for myself is when I did not take my head out of my ass. I got a little too complacent and didn't do anything about it. That's the only time the hobby has ever slowed down for me. Other than that, guys, It's never going to stop, man. Put all the work and effort, that you guys feel comfortable with, and let that shit rip. Let it rip.
That's so true. Remember all that saturated talk in 2017,
Yeah.
2018? Like that was so true. And then it blew the hell up right after that.
Yeah, 2018, someone had sold all these clowns, and Justin was going to be Dunzo, and the clown market was going to crash a big time. And I was dumb for having 70% of clown stuff in there, but hey, it worked out for me.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got? What's your wrap-up question for Miguel, Justin?
Man, I've been thinking really hard. I think we've covered everything more or less, man. But I just wanted to thank you big time for coming on and sharing your. I think you have so much in common with so many different people, and it's really inspiring that you did start in 2017, which I guess that's a while ago, isn't it? And it feels like it was today. But man, look how far you've made. Look how far you've come. Look at how much inspiration. And there's so many people again who are just like you, maybe even started after you. They're absolutely killing it out there.
Yeah.
It's a testament to passion. It's a testament to this incredible species and the people who work with it, the artists among us who just want to take it to the next level. So kudos. Thanks for doing this.
No, love you guys, man. Thank you guys, man. Again, let it rip.
Yeah. No, listen, Miguel, I got to say, you're definitely one of the most inspiring people, not only in the reptile game, but just what I've met, period. And I also look up to just the relationship that you have with Justin and other people who I look up to in the hobby, because, like, jealousy is a motherfucker, right? And I love somebody who doesn't not give off any jealousy vibes whatsoever. And you're just that person, Miguel. Like I don't feel like you're in competition with nobody. Same with you, Justin. And I love that type of energy, because we're all here doing our own thing. We have our own goals. We have our own family. We have our own things we want to accomplish in life. And you guys inspire me to a whole nother level. So I just want to say thank you for being on the show tonight.
No,
Miguel.
thank you guys, man. Remember, guys, jealousy, at the end of the day, it comes down to insecurities. You don't want to be an adult or a grown-ass man being jealous of someone because you're just screaming out insecurities, man. No insecurities will get you nowhere.
Dude, all right. So, Miguel, anyone who follow your stuff, Instagram, probably the most active.
Always evolving Python. Like, just do more stories than anything, dude.
What about YouTube, though? What's YouTube like? Are you still posting?
Yeah, every week I got back on it, man. I see everyone else doing stuff like that, so I need to get on it, man.
What day again are you?
Every Wednesday.
Oh, sorry.
So far, I've been very, very consistent with Wednesday.
So, guys, I'll put the link to his YouTube channel in the description below and his Instagram. But please do me a favor and give it up for the big dog, Miguel Garcia. It's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen.
Love you guys, man.
Awesome.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, Miguel. Have a good night, man.
No, love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you. Justin, you had one question to ask, and you didn't even ask him a question at the very end.
Dude, I was like racking my brain. Like, what do we not talk about? I talk to him every day. It's a problem, almost every day.
No, I don't care though. Listen,
you had put me on with a stranger. I can think of tons of questions.
No, it's fine. You being a part of this was everything that I wanted. I appreciate you so much. What a year, first and foremost. This will be the last time we'll have you on Trap Talk for 2024, but we have quite the collaborations in store with RGI and many other cool stuff in 2025. So looking forward to working with you again, my man. It was quite the year. And anything you want to close with tonight? Anything you want to say to anyone out there? We had over 140 people tapped in. So what do you have to say to all the viewers?
Nice. Well, man, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for all your passion. Thanks for your support. Thanks for supporting this awesome guy over here. It's opposite flipped. Yeah. Let it rip in 2025. Let's you know what? It's not a downturn if you refuse to participate. So
that's right, man. All right, we're taking that word into 2025. That one-liner, let it rip. But guys, do me a favor, go give him a follow if you're not. Not that I have to tell you, but Canova Reptiles on Instagram and YouTube. Find the link in the description below. Give it up for my good friend Justin Canova. It's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, Justin, have a good night, buddy. Thank you so much. Woo! What an episode. I appreciate everyone who tapped in. This was a very special episode to my heart. Like I said, I don't say it lightly when I say Miguel's inspired me from the very beginning. You know, I came into this game very broken. I had a lot of personal stuff going on in my life, man. And, you know, meeting people like Miguel, meeting other inspiring individuals really kind of painted a picture on where I wanted to take my life. So having this episode is just, it's like a charge of energy, man. Like having Miguel on Trap Talk, whew, you don't understand. I'm ready for 2025, and I hope you guys are ready too, because big things coming from the Trap Talk Reptile Network. please get the likes up. All right. There was well over 100 people tapped in, majority of the entire time. So let's get the likes up right now if you enjoyed this episode. And if you're looking for exclusive content, if you want to get more behind out of the scenes, if you want to connect with some amazing reptile keepers, all right, and market yourself with some of the best, and come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. You could do that by clicking the first link in the description below. And as soon as you join the Trap Talk Patreon family, you get a link to a Discord and an awesome Instagram group chat. Now, listen, before I let you guys go tonight, please hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed tonight's episode, but also make sure you head over to MORPH Market's YouTube channel right now. Head over to MORPH Market's YouTube channel and set your reminder for tomorrow's MORPH Market Friday show with my man, Bob Boo. That's right. We're sitting down with Bob Boo tomorrow morning or afternoon, depending where you're at, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay? Set your reminder. We're going to be covering how you could be attracting new customers to MORPH Market and maximizing your sales with a little bit of MORPH Market shipping talk. You know that good stuff, man. And shout out to anyone out there using MORPH Market shipping. Shout out to anyone out there who supports the trap. You guys are all beautiful, but that's it for this last live, man. This is the last Thursday night live of 2024. All right. And did I end it with a bang or did I end it with a bang? I thought so. Okay, guys, listen, episode 578 in the books. Miguel Garcia, always evolving pythons. And again, thank you, Justin, for co-hosting. This was quite the time. I'm going to go enjoy my night. You do the same, and I'm out. Cheers.